Good evening, everyone. Hello, and welcome to Blades in the Dark. Tonight, we are joined by 4 of our number, who will quickly introduce themselves after I do so. I'm Kyle, I use he, him pronouns, and I will be trying to follow along, really, with the festivities this evening, which promise to be interesting. Go around real quick and introduce, starting with Chase.
Yes, hello. I'm Chase. I use he, him pronouns. You can find me at Fromonger on the internet. And should I introduce my character while we're here, or just...
We'll get to that in a minute, yeah.
Fair enough. That's me. Hello.
Hello, and Nat.
Hi, I'm Nat. I only exist above the chin. You can find me at CrimeNat on the internet. I'm playing Althamalia today, the maximum creepy. It'll be fun.
All right. Ran.
Hey everybody, I'm Ran. I use they them pronouns. How's it going? I'm doing okay. I'm looking forward to playing this game and looking forward to playing with all these great people.
As am I. Jesse.
Hi, I'm Jessie. I use she, her pronouns. You can find me at Jahoos the Moose across the interwebs. I'm tired, but I'm really excited to play. And there's a kitten, 2 cats, and a dog in the background. So if there are random noises, I live in a zoo.
It's okay. We'll assume it's the spirits of Doskvol moving things around. And listen, the I'm tired is a mood. I've been tired since 2003. That's why I'm still drinking coffee right now.
Is that like when your kids are born or something?
Hey, good catch.
Wow!
Hey!
Wow!
Yes.
I was just at a dinner where my friend is pregnant and also has a 2-year-old, and she sighed, and I was like, "That is a mom sigh. That
Deep.
is a mom
That is
sigh."
those are
There's
the
a depth
deep
to that.
mom sighs.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my jobs is working in a library, and I interact with a lot of expectant mothers who are on the way to like at least 3 children. And let me tell you something. Some of the most tired looking people I've ever seen that I'm just like, I'm sorry. I apologize, but you just please
I understand.
sleep in this chair. It's okay.
Right. So, we are now on session 5 of Blades in the Dark, which is exciting because we're at the point where we're going to do something different tonight, as we talked about as a group, which is I did the faction turn, right? The whole downtime, all of that stuff and maneuvers for the factions, and then I stopped because we're going to see what happens with y'all. Now, that said, there is one piece of necessary business we need to address as a group. And that is, you earned a crew advancement last week. As if you pulled up your crew sheet, you could see. Which means, as a group, you have a choice to make. You can take a new special ability, or you can take 2 upgrades. Roads and Company, what would you like to do? Oh, let's get some appropriate music going, shall we? It's so low that I can't hear it, that's why.
Oh.
I mean, we could just like go with the basic and do everyone steals and just get bonuses to our stuff.
Yes.
Easy and simple.
It's a gooder.
I think
Yeah.
that makes sense.
I like that one.
Rand and Chase, what do you think? Chase gave a thumbs up. All right. Rand, you good? Or you like something else?
Oh no, that one.
Although,
Which one is that?
That's
Yeah.
the top of the
It's
top of the
the top
list on
one.
special abilities.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at different crews being like, we should take veteran. And then I was scanning through all of them because I'm weird.
What
And
am
I'm
I?
like, why would you want to play your own when you could?
If we want to take the Everyone Steals version from the cult so I can up my attune, I'm not going to complain.
But I think that, well, that certainly makes sense because y'all are sort of a weird mishmash of crews, which is fine because those crew sheets are intended to kind of give you a little bit of guide rails, but not necessarily restrict you, right? They're a way for you to express the nature of your crew. So it sounds like Ran is thinking about it.
Oh, it's fine. I mean, whatever you guys want to do. I don't
I
mind.
feel like slippery might also be a good.
When you roll entanglements, roll twice and keep the one you want. When you reduce heat of the crew, take +1 die.
Listen, we try to be sneaky, but most of the time we just end up in hot water.
Because the interesting shit is
I'm
hot water.
I mean,
I'm
the
also
interesting
gonna-
shit is getting away with it and then us yelling at each other later.
If we want to be weird and creepy, also, if thinking about it that way as an expression of who our party is, or our crew, Ghost Echoes is
That's
like
exactly
the go-to
what I was
weird
gonna say.
and spooky one for shadows.
I was going to say something like that, and you are spot on.
Mm-hmm.
Although
Man.
the one where we can whisper across distance would synergize with synchronized quite well, though.
True.
True. That actually sounds real interesting.
Jesse,
I
what
mean,
do
I
you
like
think?
this music a lot. I'm sorry, I got like really wrapped up.
Oh, I should. If there's ever any audio cues, just to let you know, my hearing is pretty bad, so I have all that stuff turned
It's
off.
fine.
So
No
just,
worries.
I know. I just want to make
Yeah.
sure that when
Totally
people are
fine.
like, "That's
Sean, teach
awesome," and I'm just
Okay.
like, "What?" I don't. Yeah.
I only ever do it for mood setting. It will never be something necessary to follow the narrative, I promise.
Okay.
It's the one from the cult called.
Someone from the cult called?
No.
Okay,
what
what
is
is
the one? Someone, hello. This is the cult. I was wondering if you guys were free to do a job for me because I'm a cult.
Actually, that's a good thing. I mean, what?
What?
Totally a thing that can happen.
Okay.
I still, and I'm gonna say this because I will suggest this forever
And always.
and always, Ghost Passage. But that has nothing to do with anybody else other than what I want our crew to someday.
It is totally fair to express your personal preferences because
Yeah.
that's what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Got really distracted by pets and music and everything. What?
So we're picking there's some thought about whether or not perhaps, for example, Ghost Echoes might not
Or-
be a good choice.
Bound in Darkness was the other one, correct?
Yes, I
That
just
you were
got
thinking
to
of?
find its name.
Yeah.
Which one is Bound in Darkness?
It's
You
the
may
cult
use
one.
You may use teamwork maneuvers with any cult member, regardless of the distance separating you. By taking 1 stress, your whispered message is heard by every cultist. So
Which
we
could
could
go
use
real
things
good
like
with synchro.
setup actions and
Yeah.
group actions across distance with synchronized, and be like, we're all sneaky.
We're all sneaky.
As 4 of us lounge and we're like, yo, you got this. You got it. Oh, boy. Woo.
I like that one.
Yeah, my vote goes for Bound in Darkness because of how it synergizes what we've got so far.
Yes.
It's cool.
Each PC may add +1 action rating. So does that mean we just get 1 across?
If-
Bubble.
If
Okay.
there's a chance to make eyes spookier, I'm taking it.
Okay.
It is
I'm
probably
not
the
sure if there are
spooky
more
option.
options to make eyes spooky.
I mean, the spirit
Oh.
mask with all the eyes on it, I feel like is spooky enough.
Listen.
And, okay.
The spirit mask has been
Oh, y'all don't know yet. They don't know.
has
A thing has happened.
A thing has happened with the spirit mask.
We're gonna get to those updates very shortly here. I promise.
You'll love to hear it.
Yeah, you know what I'm really into? This kind of crap. When people are like, "Don't wait, hold on, I don't want to talk about it yet," and the DM's like, "Yeah, it's probably not a good idea."
No. I mean, it's like I think it's like the next thing that we're gonna cover.
Okay, all right.
No. I am definitely not like holding out on y'all by any stretch of the imagination.
Sure.
This
so let's
is
take
one thing at a time. Is all that it is.
So let's do veteran, and then we can do
The darkness.
whatever. Yeah, the darkness calls in my
Down to
brain.
darkness.
And what does that do? Remind me.
It's
That's
the teamwork
whispers.
minute.
Oh, the teamwork one. Okay, because sorry, there was a lot of them going.
Darkness.
There was a lot of them going back and forth, and I was like losing track. That's all. All right.
One day I will make my characters immune to possession. One day I wonder if there's a player ability that lets you do that.
Probably.
Probably not, because I feel like if it's a cult thing or a crew thing, they wouldn't make it specifically for a player.
I don't know. Let's see. Let's pull back up this.
Immune to
Christian-
possession?
Yeah.
So if one of you.
That's so funny you say that.
So if one of you would like to do me the favor, I'll check veteran. And if one of you wants to just edit in to the text there, the
Hang on,
text. Okay, I was thinking Nat would probably be the one to do it because Nat has
I have
all the stuff. I don't care who it is. As long as somebody can put that in there. In the meantime, I need to talk to Jesse. Jesse,
Yeah.
we have
I can
collaborated
still
this
hear
week.
you. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
And I'm going to be doing the same thing with Nat right after this. Nat also has done a very similar. So, Jesse, why don't you tell us the advance that you took?
So I chose ritual for eyes, of course.
Of course you did. Funny enough,
Of course I did.
so did Amalia.
I realized that.
And it's great, and I love it. I do.
Our goals are different.
Yeah, they're completely different. It's like the same advance, and they're completely orthogonal in what you're actually doing, which is fantastic. Actually,
Right.
if anything, one may cancel out the other. So,
Oh,
Interesting.
yes.
Fascinating.
So why don't we start, just because Nat's doing a thing. Jesse, why don't you tell us about the ritual that we have concocted for you?
So my ritual is when I put on my ghost mask, or a spirit mask. There's two modes to it. Fun fact. My spirit mask is actually pretty simple looking. It's
Do you
sorry,
have?
a kitten is trying to go under my fridge.
If you need to take an emergency to make sure that we don't have a crushed kitten, everyone will understand.
No, she's fine. She's fine. She's making her own life choices. So my mask is pretty simple. It covers like half of her face, and it has, you can see eyes that are drawn on it, but it's actually pretty solid in color. There's some black, like splotchy ink marks on it, but it's pretty nondescript. Until I do my ritual and I activate it, and that ghostly glow that is always present in my eyes expands, and as it expands, it opens the eyes of my mask, and they turn that glowy.
And when
that
we say,
glowy-
I want to be clear, when we say we open the eyes of the mask, we don't mean the two eye holes here. We mean all the many, many eyes all over the mask.
all over it, but
It gets better. It's oh,
But what happens is when I activate my ritual, it's a ghost ward. So whoever, me and one person of my choosing, who I have eyes on, and they are my mask's eyes, are protected from all spiritual presences and such.
so the ritual wards eyes and up to one other person from spirits. Sorry, I went into 5e
Go for it.
mode and writing
Yep,
the
do
rules.
it.
Okay, so question: spirits. Is that just the souls of the departed, or is that if a demon shows up, does it do jack?
It might have a limited effect on demons, but it is primarily spirits specifically. That's not to say that it will have zero effect on demons, but it will have an effect on demons, but not as strong. It's not the focus.
Yes, and and maybe it like how strong it is depends on like what happens to me.
So that's the thing, yes, because when cast, her eyes glow with the white light. So it always looks most of the time like she has a ring light in her eyes. But now the whole eyes will just start to glow. And the eye symbols on the mask blink open. The protected individual sees the eyes on the mask staring constantly at them. And everyone else sees the eyes constantly looking around at the surroundings. It can last up to a few hours. There is a downtime action required for the ritual, as with basically all rituals, more or less. But it kind of prepares it so at the time of effect, she makes an attune roll, and based on that, some things can happen, up to and including a new spirit well surging into reality.
I was gonna say, does Eyes get a new physical eye on her face in place where the mask is? Because that would be oops.
Nah.
What happens is
okay.
one way or another, the spirits are displeased that someone has rejected them, confronted them, whatever. There's a word that I'm missing here. Hey, Cole.
Invoked them?
Yeah, not just invoked them, but like push them away. Like, aha, I defeat you, sort of. What new belief or fear does this instill in Eyes?
So, when she activates her ritual and her mask, sometimes it can impact her vision, and she's scared. Her new fear is I need to find this. What will come for me when I can no longer see? Hi guys. I love my girl who can see things. I truly do.
Ooh, it's gonna be so great. It's gonna be so great. Now, Nat, let's talk. You also have a new ritual, which is based on, I think is the right way to say, one of the rituals from the book. So what is this ritual that do, and why is it weird?
So, the basic concept is that I entreat dark entities within the Void Sea to open up a portal to some location, and it just opens, and water flows forth, and then water flows back, taking whatever was around with it. There may be some tentacles involved.
Ran is having a moment. I can see that Ran is not interested in playing a Whisper.
Yeah. I think I mentioned last session about me getting the big gun.
Yeah, so the thing is, and let's be clear to everybody else, you can't, this is not like a for free awesome ability. It takes a significant toll, and it takes a downtime action, and inevitably results in dangers cropping up on the scene. So that is going to be a thing. We have. I need to go back and look.
We've talked a lot.
We did talk a lot.
Last we talked was I proposed something, and then
I see.
Got back to me about.
I'm sorry, I did miss that.
Minor thing.
Yeah.
Minor thing.
I feel like I need to start some GM Rand conversations about my character. I feel left out of this whole thing. I need to be like,
it was literally they took an ability that specifically has a process in the book for a discussion that has to happen.
All right, Barrow. I was gonna say Barrow and Char are both gonna take ritual now, just so that we can
Well, there's a similar one for crafting.
Get better in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You wanted to. how much do you want to say about what you want the price to be?
If you're good with what I outlined earlier, nothing. Except
So,
for, like, this
the
the 6 stress in the...
Yeah, there's 6 stress. The thing is that there's an arc that you want to begin. Is that what you want to keep quiet for now?
Oh, no, that part's fine.
Okay, yes, that's the part.
That's the what new belief or fear.
The arc of this character turns into
Yeah,
destroying an entire town with leviathans. Got it, nailed it.
Yeah, it's more like a block or maybe a building.
Well,
like,
so looking at
unless
it,
I mess up.
the size will determine the magnitude. So basically, if you want it to be a full building, that's gonna be some bad things that happen. And if you want it to be like the size of a small room or a few people, it's less of a problem. Right? Right.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Well, I'm taking 6 stress, which means it
It's
could
a lot.
be up to a scale of a city block.
Right. So,
But yeah, I see what you're saying, though. Like, it depends on what I'm doing precisely. And if I'm trying to stretch it a little bit, I'm fine with ad hoc adjusting.
I remember what the problem was now, is that Discord was being a pain in my ass that day, and stuff was getting sent twice, and finally... So, to be clear, yeah, we can work out the clock versus clockless stuff now that Discord is not being a whiny pain in my ass.
Sounds good.
Oh yeah, the spirit mask.
I remember
Look,
that day. That day sucked.
Yeah, it did for all. Oops, I did a bad
There was
thing.
a disturbance in the Ghost Veil.
There was a major disturbance in a lot of things just now. Zoom was being a pain in my ass just now. I apologize. All right. So we have worked out those things, and this is good. We've worked out. So we have all that. I'm getting to Rand in a second because I know Rand has a whole thing as well.
Yay.
So despite the complaining from you, Rand, I'm like, you do have a whole thing. Like, what are you talking about? Chase, what did Beryl take for their upgrade?
Yes. Beryl took... Oh, I never clicked it.
Bodyguard?
Yeah, we decided on bodyguard. I was between that and reflexes, and figured bodyguard works more with how I've been playing right now. Both were definitely going to be to save the various trash children around me.
Listen.
Well,
They're not
reflexes
trash
would have done it better. So I would say.
Reflex would have done it different.
So bodyguard, which so you took bodyguard. When you protect a teammate, take +1 die to your resistance roll. When you gather info to anticipate possible threats in the current situation, you get +1 effect. That's cool.
I really just wanted you to take reflexes because it was faster down the path of Beryl murdering someone, because you would be first.
Definitely going.
You know
in
what I
that
mean?
direction.
Yeah, exactly. You're like bodyguard because I want him to be nice, and I was like, take reflexes so he hurts people. Murder. To let me see what happens when he finally breaks that one last straw.
Oh yeah,
that he has.
reflex. That's right. That's from Blurk, because reflexes is the Han Solo ability.
Yeah.
I mean, it literally, all that it says is when there's a question about who acts first, the answer is you.
So
I mean,
I love abilities with like one line of text.
Right. And I love things, this is especially common in Powered by the Apocalypse games, that just straight up make cultural allusions. I'm into it.
The entirety of Scum and Villainy.
Entirety of Dungeon World.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Dungeon World doesn't even try to hide it. It's fantastic.
That's like in the forward to Dungeon World.
Yeah,
It's like an homage to D&D, yeah.
Well, I love how, side note, people just straight up tell Sage and Adam, the two writers of that game, that clearly they hate D&D, and they're like, the thing people most know us for is a love letter to D&D. Dungeon World is not a criticism of D&D. It's a, oh my god, I love D&D so much that even when I play other games, I want to be playing D&D. So, Ran, you've got some things going on as well.
I mean, we're playing a TTRPG. I don't know if it's really necessary for us to go into my life and talk about things I have going on. But I can. So today, no, I'm just kidding. Time out, everybody. That was a joke. Ew. Okay, so what are we referencing specifically?
Well, first of all, did you take any interesting upgrades?
Well, no, because I wasn't here last time.
Oh, that's right. You had other things going on in your life.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, well.
I mean, it wasn't as fun as being here. Psych, I'm just kidding. I was playing Dungeons and Dragons with some of my friends, so it was kind of Val being one of them.
Listen, one of the great things about this, we have this set up, is intentionally so that people can come and go. Forda has to work tonight. You know, Cole has got things going on, and people can just take a week of like, tonight I'm not really in the mood for it this week. That's fine. Like, it's fine. We're gonna have in 2 weeks from tonight. I will not be playing. I'll be playing a different game.
Take a brain break.
I'll be running games for Gauntlet Con.
I shall be the GM of this game.
Oh, I'll be running Dungeon World for Gauntlet Con. Yeah. So speaking of which, Rand, why don't you tell us what it is that you're doing?
Okay. Well, let's see. So I did the downtime actions for Char specifically over Wythe. So I now have finished up the clock, the 8 clock that was allowed Char to learn how to grow Deathland herbs and plants.
Oh, Char
now
knows how to do that.
Yeah, and he also got another point in hunt, so he is a 3 hunter now, which I believe is like the max until you take abilities, correct?
Yeah, until we take mastery in crew training, I believe.
Right, because it doesn't go above 4 until you have that.
2 full crew advances
to
be able to get to 4.
Right, exactly.
That's fine. You'll just branch out a little bit.
Yeah.
So
branching out, you mean not hyper focusing on one thing that my characters get at and being terrible at everything else? Ugh.
And then us not really doing that thing that often. I'm sorry, Cole.
Listen, Avmalia's got 3 attune, and everything else is just singles.
Yeah,
because I want those resistance rolls.
Cole's character is like that, like really good at shooting things, and we haven't had any shooting of things.
I know, because, well, I mean, this is what ruined it for you. You had a hound right out the gate who was like, I don't really actually need to use my gun for very much. And so then there was never shooting things.
But now, it'll be fine. So, so let's see, so let's get to the roleplay portion, because I think that's where some of this other stuff is going to happen. So, there have been a couple of updates in the world that your characters would know about. First of all, you have heard, because you literally live in the old rail yards in Coleridge, the Railjacks have decided to unionize. The Railjacks are... So, you live in a city that's surrounded by a lightning barrier powered by demon blood to keep out all the eldritch horrors that roam the Deathlands where Char used to live. And there are other cities on the same island where it's a very large island. It's not like a little bitty island. There's this large island where Doskvol is. And those cities are connected by rail, right? By trains. And the people who protect those trains from the eldritch horrors in the Deathlands through which the demon-powered trains run, that's a sentence that I just said that actually makes sense in context, and that's amazing.
Demon-powered trains, choo-choo!
The people who protect them, not the people who, like, run the trains, not like the engineers and conductors and whatever, just basically the people who protect the trains against the demons and other things out there are called Railjacks. And they have decided that the Ministry of Preservation is just fucking them over too much, and they are going to find strength in a union. You can imagine that as that progresses, the Ministry of Preservation will not be super happy about it, but we haven't gotten to that part actually yet. So far, they've just decided to form a union. The other thing that has happened is with the Deathland Scavengers. So one of the things that they do, one of the reasons, so the way they were formed and Rand and Chard know this intimately, is that many of them went out to the Deathlands not because they thought it would be cool to live out there, because literally no one thinks that. They were exiled out by... Okay, maybe Char might think that. But they were exiled from Iron Hook Prison, which is here in Doskvol. And since this is a super corrupt city, that doesn't mean they actually did anything bad. It just means that the prison... that the Bluecoats framed them up for something, or they didn't want to pay or whatever. And so they gather coin specifically with the idea of purchasing pardons for some of their people. One of their most prominent hunters is an individual named Richter, and Char has heard that Richter is back in town having been pardoned. The Deathland Scavengers have finally been able to pay for that. What that means for Char, we'll have to figure out over time. I don't think I don't mean like that is like literally we have to figure it out. I don't know. But that is the other thing that happened. Let's see. Nat, you were here last week, right?
Accurate.
Okay. So you already knew about the Ministry of Preservation.
Water demon. I worshipped it.
Oh, that's right.
And then I was immediately sad for myself about
There was that amazing
They're
comic
not worthy.
moment that Cole did.
Yep,
Oh yeah.
it's true. Also, one thing I would like to point out is there's lots of really valuable crap in that house that none of you stole, and I'm angry about that.
I am
My
why
character
slash
was
Char
too
upset.
on defense.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
That
Whatever.
said, the word on the street is that the spirit wardens are a little bit on the outs. It was kind of a black eye for them when it turned out that one of their number was in fact in league with demons. Eyes. You have your people, right? Your friends, the Scovlanders
Yes.
are having a moment right now, and you have heard that one or two of the people from the consulate might be interested in at some point talking to you specifically. And of Malia as well. There are people who would probably like to talk to you. You don't have a strong sense of who they really are, but you know that they are connected to a group about which little is known, but you know the name of them as the Path of Echoes.
Sounds like I may be gathering some information.
You could. So, Rhodes and Company, now that we have been through the initial setup portions of tonight's game, what would you like to do?
So first, I would like to speak to Jess, specifically excluding the three of you to make myself feel better while we're here. Hey, Jess.
Hi.
About that
friend.
thing that we were
What's
talking
up?
about before, yeah. Would you feel more comfortable doing it when we talk off camera?
Yes.
Okay,
Because I'd also like if I'm playing one character, like
sure.
I
I understand.
I want to
Exactly.
know what
Yep.
I can play with.
Absolutely. Okay, game back on. Thank you everybody for holding while that necessary conversation happened.
So we are
Because
not.
sometimes.
Oh, we are not doing the thing that you asked about.
No,
Okay.
because I had been hoping that you would respond sooner than.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. I don't. Yeah. Anyway, it's not important. It can be moved to whenever.
Okay.
So anyway,
The short version to everybody else is that Jesse's going to do Ran a favor in game.
Yep.
And I
Very
had
true.
misunderstood that, and I apologize.
No worries.
So, are there of the things? So each of you have various clocks. You have entanglements of a sort, especially barrel. I mean, what?
Couple, it's fine.
Are there?
What, danger clocks? And
Oh, yeah, do we want to talk about danger clocks a little bit? Because we could totally.
Yeah.
I
do
am
that.
invested in that concept.
Yeah.
To my neck in it.
So I think a few of you are, honestly. So we have Steiner on the trail, which I believe is on the trail of Davina. Hey, Corey. Echoes is close to completing. And the way that Avmalia knows that in character is these dreams of drowning sailors are getting more frequent and more intense. And I think that last time there was even a little bit of it while they were awake on the job, wasn't there? Oh, yes, because the hands reaching up for the ghostly hands,
Yes.
reaching up from the floor.
The souls of the drowned are annoyingly active around me.
Chase.
I have
that face.
I have a larger.
Annoying's a word. Not necessarily one I would have used, but yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
There are
It's
more
not-
powerful devils I wish to entreat.
Valid and
You're
creepy.
Damned.
words that were just said that are totally legitimate.
And wife hunched over books, like looks over and is like, "This sort of conversation should not be uttered out loud in my presence," and then like goes back to reading his books.
What are the other? So there's Eckerd the corpse thief, which is dealing with roads. So we don't have to worry about that one tonight.
It sounds very worrying.
But it's only at one tick, so
Little
it's
worried,
fine.
to be fair.
Eyes.
Yep.
Nyrix's vengeance is getting closer. Tell me, how does Eyes know that?
I feel like because I have ghost sight, so I can see spirits at all times. You know, that fun thing. I feel like she sees glimpses of him, or like, you know when you think something is there and you blink and it's kind of gone. Just like around really public areas where she's like, was that Nyrix? Was that? No, it couldn't be. She's gotten very paranoid. And soon I will trauma out and replace that with actual trauma.
You know what I just realized is that all of my, not all, but many of my notes on those clocks are in the GM notes on that token. And so if I pull them up now, everyone will see it on the stream, so I can't pull up my notes on that. It like literally just at this moment dawned on me, that's a bad idea.
Plus, I love it.
Nice.
Oops.
And it's only, like, most of it I know. There was just one thing in particular I had for Nyrix about what's going to happen when that clock fills.
I would love to see that.
I
I
mean,
really would.
If we're looking for like an actual thing to do, I would definitely have Wythe like go look around and see if there's anybody that's willing to pay us to like break into like the Taikarusi embassy or into like a house, not house, but like a like an inspector's like information warehouse or something, because Wythe, now that they're obsessed, is going to try and steer this crew towards figuring out who murdered his sister as much as he can get away with. If there are no, like, somebody wants us to do this thing and they're obviously going to pay us money, Wythe is going to be like, yes, I would like to have you pay us money to do at least partially something that I would also like to do.
We do know an inspector now from last session.
You do. You
We
have a
do.
friend. I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't know. I honestly feel like Wythe and this person probably don't get along because
Well, this is
Wythe
the best thing. We've ingratiated ourselves before Wythe met them.
Yeah, exactly.
Of Malia, I think also wanted to visit Elian.
To visit who?
That is my dock worker friend.
Oh, yeah.
Because, when you have bad dreams, you tell your friend. And, none of these clowns are friends.
Wow.
Right, and none of them
Wow.
would be able to, especially not Eyes, would be able to assist in any way, shape, or
No.
form.
No.
Yeah, no, obviously not.
No,
So,
absolutely not.
Aline is like of Malia's normal friend, though. Because it's like we bring out the human in her.
We're work friends.
Wow.
Yeah.
She's the normal friend, so whenever I want to just traumatize people, I go up to dock workers and tell them scary shit that happens in my brain.
Yes, and to be clear, this is the dock. The reason this dock worker is a friend is because they saw you when you walked out of the sea.
Yes.
That's right. That's
Being
what
Walked
locked
out
for like a month.
I walked out of the void sea filled with Cthulhu's.
Yep.
I feel
Cthulhu
like
whales.
they were signing up for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whales?
Cthulhu
And, we
whales.
hit it off from there.
Cthwales. Cthwales.
Oh,
Cthwales.
whales. Perfect.
So it sounds like there is a score idea there that we should talk about. But also, of Malia, are you going to go alone to meet with your normal friend?
That was the concept, yes.
Okay.
Although, Beryl might be normal enough to bring along if he was interested.
There's
He's
a
not.
really good listener. Like,
Beryl is not normal enough to go. Don't let him convince you otherwise.
I
It's a
feel like-
trick.
In our
Compared
list
to Eyes
of...
or Wife, I feel like Beryl's the normal one. And of Molly, Beryl's the normal one in the group.
we're all cryptids. I'm just the jock cryptid.
Yeah.
White disagrees. He feels like he's the most normal out of all
As
of
he
you.
retracts his hand.
After he retracts his 5 feet long arms back into himself.
Yeah. What is that weird? You guys can't do that? Well, that sounds like your problem.
That's a you problem. So,
I'll invite Beryl.
all right.
I'm gonna go get a drink down at the dock, meet my friend. Are you curious?
I got time.
That means no, actually. Burn.
I got time. Let me pull something
Equal
up
to,
for-
I guess.
It's okay. My current partner of 4 years, when I asked her out originally, she said, sure.
My wife of more than 20 years, when I first told her I kind of liked her and I'd like to go out there, she was like, that's nice.
Oh my god!
And
These stories are terrible.
And it turns, I want to be clear, and I don't know if this is the case with your partner. In my case, it was literally a translation thing. She just was trying to, she was like, and also it was a, like, paralyzed, she already knew she had a crush on me, and it was like oh, really? But, that was also like the late 90s, so whatever.
Yeah. And mine was also more of a, just we didn't quite understand. She has since clarified. She is actually quite enthusiastic and excited, but also stressed by the circumstance.
Yeah, no, So, Avmalia, your friend is Island? I'm trying to remember. I recall this person. I don't remember.
Elynn. Elyn.
Ellen. That's
Ellen.
right. Yes. Okay. So, you're going to go have a drink with your friend. Is it going to be down near the docks?
Oh yeah, she's a dock worker. I'm meeting her after work.
I'm just making sure that you weren't meeting in some other part of the city first. It's totally fair. So, yeah, I think there are just a ton of, certainly there are a ton of bars and taverns nearby, as well as all sorts of other, we're just going to say establishments for now. We'll see if that, the rest of it...
We'll call it the Krusty Crustacean.
With a K?
Up to you. Up to you. I ain't taking that evil on me.
Listen, I have kids of a certain age. Actually, I shouldn't even say that because I was a fan before we even had kids. All right, so Ellen meets you down there. Tell us, what does Ellen look like?
I think she's a Scovelander.
Oh, that's good to know.
Probably kind of tough. Whatever the equivalent of leather jacket rebel is in.
I think she can just wear a leather jacket. I think that's fine.
Dock workers.
Yeah.
Rolled up cigs in the old sleeve. Yeah. Greaser.
She gives off Malia the thorough feeling that if she really didn't get pissed at me, she'd kick my ass.
Probably, but I think that she's a little bit afraid of you too.
Maybe.
Not many people just suddenly heave themselves up under the docks and walk out of the void sea.
Yeah.
It takes a special kind of person.
Yeah, that sets the tone.
Most of the time, they're not people, I feel like.
I think you're right about that.
I'm not people either.
So she's having a drink there as the two of you come in. She glances between you two, and she's like, "Who's your friend?"
This is
Bart.
Beryl. Bart.
Bart. Yeah. Yes.
I'm gonna offer a
Yeah.
paw shake.
Big meaty handshake.
Yeah. Big meat hooks.
Also,
and I think that she gives you her grip matches you, the strength of her grip, not her size, matches yours. You're just "Ugh." I mean, she's lifting crates and stuff all day, and heaving and all of that.
I was going to say, how rough are your hands? Because her calluses probably break open any sort of skin that you have on your hand.
my hands are pretty calloused at this point. They're kind of like that auto worker stained, but not as much as someone who continues to work manual labor day in, day out.
So once she kind of feels your handshake, and she looks back at Amalia with a grudging additional respect. All right, you got some muscle with you. It's kind of the expression on her face. So
I'm gonna order some cheese curds for the table.
Delightful.
Are they fried cheese curds?
I was just gonna say, is this poutine?
Get cheese curds? Oh yeah, no, actual fried cheese curds.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I mean,
Poutine
it's
is
just
not fried cheese curds.
No. I
Parts?
forgot about poutine because it's its own thing. I freaking love poutine.
All right. I've never had it. It's fine. So Amalia, you drowned any of you drowned lately? I don't know what to say. I don't know how to relate to you.
Oh, come on. Just a normal person. I have interests that are a little bit more...
How wet is your hair and clothes right now?
I'm gonna snort a little bit at normal person.
It's pretty low down.
Okay.
Pretty mellow ATM, but just piss me off, and then we'll see what
I
happens.
mean, and also I think there's probably just walking through this district, you get a little bit of sea spray and things. Nobody's ever really dry when they're outside of the docks district.
I think every time Amalia walks through the docks, she's just we should relocate.
I can see that having some appeal for her.
Yeah.
So what brings you down? Which brings you out to this part of town?
Oh, we've been doing some jobs recently, and it involves relying on my talents and my knowledge. And it's gotten... I just wanted to talk. I got these dreams. Can't sleep. We need our sleep, I think.
I think that's true. Turning on the bar sounds now.
Ooh, you have bar sounds.
Ooh, bar sounds.
A little bit of music playing.
I'm hearing some sweet tunes in the background.
That's right. It's a 1920s speakeasy. I mean,
Well, I
fair.
just turn up the volume on this a little bit.
Thanks, Tabletop Audio.
Hey.
So, well, you're having some bad dreams. You know, after having seen... I don't know why I'm pretending like she's my Aunt Judy.
It's my Aunt Judy. Yeah.
Well, my Aunt Judy sounds exactly... I've been smoking for 80 years and I'm only 70 years old. Sort of a thing. So, I can see where that could be some trouble. Let me guess. It has something to do with the ocean.
I mean, you know how dreams are. They're hard to remember. But I just wanted to vent a little bit. I didn't come here to look for solutions. I just wanted to
All
have
right.
a normal night.
A normal night. Okay. So, what part of town are you staying in these days? We don't see you around the docks too often.
Coleridge.
Coleridge.
With Bart and some others. We stay at the on-site, the headquarters. See, we have a crew now.
A crew. You
Whole
had
thing.
a whole kind. Wait a second. When you say crew, I don't think you mean the same kind of crew.
No, yeah, we have a ship. We totally sail out into the sea. You know, catch fish. No, of course not.
I see. Well, a lot of good working stiffs around that part of town. I suppose that's okay.
Yeah. Is Bart back with the cheese curds yet?
I assumed that we had ordered it from the bar. Are we at the bar or are we at a table? Either way, I'm back with the cheese curds. I brought a couple drinks.
Cool.
Well, you know, and here I am just slinging loads all day.
I'm gonna toss a
Yeah,
nod of
stop.
respect while she hacks up bits.
Yeah, stop smoking those Deathland plants.
I mean, you got to get that good stuff.
Do you?
Listen,
I'm a junk food kind of guy.
listen.
Cheese curd.
None of us are gonna live very long. We might as well just enjoy it while we can.
You lack foresight.
If I had better foresight, I probably wouldn't be working on the docks.
No, well, not too late to change path.
Why, you got an idea?
Oh, nothing specific, but I like having you around. And besides, you're smarter and stronger than most of the chuckleheads I work with. Not you, Bart. Not you, Bart.
Smarter, definitely though.
Flattery will get you everywhere. So, what kind of work you and your crew get up to down in Coleridge?
You kill people. They look dead in the face, just flat.
I'm gonna choke on a cheese curd a little bit there.
She looks between you two like, I don't...
Do we look like people who could kill people?
I
Like
mean,
with
yes.
scruples, we could go places.
I have the idea that perhaps Avmalia is very capable of killing people just by thinking about them. And you look like you could kill people just by accidentally turning around.
Yeah. That's, no, we steal secrets, information, broker deals, rob people occasionally, although we'd probably be pretty good at the murder part.
Haven't tried.
Well, listen, around here, secrets are less important than, well, it's probably not true. Around here, with the people that I work with, you know, those nobles, did you know that every one of these ships is owned and captained by a noble family? City council's got their paws on everything in this town.
You know, if you hear the right piece of information, you might know people who'd be willing to pay good coin for it.
What kind of information are you looking for?
Well, you mentioned those nobles. I happen to know that their progeny and children, they tend to go on these boats and engage in things. They loose lips when you're drinking at sea.
Yeah, but I've heard that
Happens.
loose lips sink ships.
Yeah, well,
We've got
that
proof
is
at
the
least one
point.
person comes back from a sunken ship.
It's very unusual. Yes, Avmalia, you're. I have to say, I've never met anyone quite like you.
That's for sure.
Same to you. You're very engaging.
Well, it is true that things happen. I don't go out on the sea. It is way safer not to stay on this side of the lightning barrier. I mean,
Oh. Well, it's just a good thing the ghosts don't like open water.
I feel like you're trying to tell me something with that.
I was wondering if you might have a lead on where we could procure a ship.
Oh, when you say a ship,
Bart moves on to his second drink at the mention of a ship.
what kind of a ship are we talking about?
Something maneuverable. We're not trying to take down Leviathan. We're trying to follow.
Wait. Are you looking for a ship to take you someplace? It sounds like that's not exactly what you want.
Of course not. If I just wanted to go someplace, I'd go.
And who's gonna sail this ship?
We actually
I might know
already know someone.
You're gonna have one person sail a ship.
One knowledgeable hand, one knowledgeable mind, and many open hands.
I see now why you drowned at sea.
I had
Not drowned.
nowhere near anything you grab or move at sea.
Well, let
I'd
me
rather.
just tell you, it will take more than what you'll probably need. A whole. I realize you have a crew, but you'll need an actual crew. A different, not. And she looks over at Bart. You're a big boy. Have you ever been out to sea?
Hell no.
Okay, it makes sense. Listen,
Come on, Eileen. You and I both know that a good keel boat can be run by one good person.
yes, that's true. If you're
Also, plenty of people in this town desperate enough to be willing to die for a buck.
So yes, a boat that will take you around the canals, no problem. You are right, however. I think I might know, well, no one in particular. But if there's sailors looking for work, that's what you're looking for, right?
And she leans back. I feel a calling.
A calling. What kind of a calling? Do I want to know about this calling?
I'll look out the window towards the sea.
I'm going to maintain eye contact with this person, just kind of a, do you see what I have to put up with kind of eye contact?
Yeah, and turn back. No, you probably don't.
All right. So what you want is a boat, and you don't want anybody to help you sail it.
Oh, I might be open to that, but depends on how many people are available. Not how many people. It depends on what boat is available. Does the one that is available need a crew?
I see. And if I hear about a boat like this, what's in it for me? By the way, I'm not going out of the void sea. I like staying right here where all of those elder things can't get to me.
Really?
I move things. I work on the docks. I'm not a sailor.
Well, what's in?
But I can help
you
you
is-
if there's something enough in it for me.
Eileen, it's quite simple. You help us out, I owe you a favor.
Ooh.
Don't underestimate that.
I'm going to ask for an action roll of some sort here.
This a consort roll?
I think that sounds reasonable. With consort, I'm going to say you're in a controlled position
Like-
because this is a friend.
I'm thinking here, like... Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, I think this is controlled standard. You're on your own terms, like you're talking to a friend, not to some random person, and certainly not to somebody that you have a bad relationship with. And I think the possible effect is about what you would expect, given that you're offering a favor. Now, you could certainly consider ways to adjust those things if you're getting assistance or pushing yourself or taking a devil's bargain. Yeah.
Am I getting assistance?
I was considering standing by to protect if failure occurs.
Okay.
I don't think you can protect and assist at the same time. The same action, anyway.
All right.
Yeah.
Um.
That's trying to convince her to take my word as payment, basically.
Okay, so I was going to say, that makes sense. I was going to offer, and this, if that's the goal, then maybe I want a devil's bargain of, sacrifice a coin for an extra die. But
I mean, that feels like the failure.
okay,
The
all
failure
right,
case to me.
possible because you're in a controlled position, right?
Yeah.
I would say oh no, this is straightforward. Here's a devil's bargain for you. Take an extra die, but somebody at the next table will overhear your conversation. That may take an interest in it.
Sure. Trouble can't possibly be a problem.
So
Just gonna
that's
open a bike taxi business. What's the worst that could happen?
so what that's probably going to mean is probably mean a new clock. That will be the devil's bargain. And now, it's just a clock. What can happen? It's only a clock.
I realize that I'm going to want to be swaying for this, not consorting. Does that change my position effect?
No, I don't think so. Those are two, for this purpose. That's close enough. You're not. It would change it if you were trying to command, for example. But that doesn't. That's not where. That doesn't feel like where the fiction is.
No, that would have to be. I'd have to describe it pretty drastically differently, and then I think the position is a lot riskier.
Absolutely, because you're just trying to convince a friend.
So I'm rolling with 2 dice.
Yeah, let's see. What am I going to call this new clock? I'm going to say somebody hears about the ship. And what was your roll? You got a 5. So, you do it. But there's a consequence. Well, so it's a little bit different because you, of course, are in a controlled position.
Yeah.
So let me pull back up my cheat sheet.
The controlled one is the only one that I can never remember what the options are.
Yeah, you can.
It happens the least often, like patently. It just happens the least often.
Especially with this group, am I right?
Yeah.
Let me pull back up my cheat sheet here because, like you. Oh no, not that cheat sheet. The other cheat sheet. I have to grab. You know why I couldn't find? Because I printed it out and I forgot to grab my printouts. That's very smart of me. So anyway, because it's a 5, we can just roll with it for the moment. I think that she looks at you and fine. I'll do you a favor, and someday you will do me a favor. And what I'm going to do is just add another tick to that clock.
Okay.
Is that fair?
That seems fair.
For a controlled position, I think one tick on a clock is fine.
I actually pulled up the summary thing, and one of them is, a minor complication. I'm like, yeah, that's a minor complication.
Yeah, I think one tick on a complication clock is good. Okay, we're on the same page. If I hear of a boat, I'll let you know. Is there anything else particular you were trying to address with her, or the evening passed just telling stories and drinking?
I think leaving, I want to ask Bart how trustworthy you think she is.
I feel like if shit goes pear-shaped, it's more likely due to a failure or a lack of consideration more than any malevolence. I feel like she's shooting about as straight as we could expect around here.
It's about my read too.
Also, not gonna say like going out on the ocean is no, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be shit's gonna go wrong, but I feel like nothing's gonna go wrong on purpose.
Yeah, Beryl, if you want to sort of use the giant cat as, your excuse not to go in the ocean, that's fine. You can be like, I think Law would be scared. I don't think we should. Maybe I should stay back and hang out with the cat because
It's gonna be so torturous because I'm gonna be like, oh god, I cannot swim so badly, but that nagging thought in the back of your head, like they'll all die if I don't go with them.
Also,
Yeah.
FOMO.
Yeah, bodyguard, yo.
Yeah, FOMO. That's what Bart's worried about missing out on the high seas is the experience of it all.
Don't worry,
Bart
Bart.
is such a boring person that just happens to be built like a draft animal.
I
Don't worry,
mean,
Bart. If anything happens to you, I'll take care of you.
Ugh.
See, that's almost as bad as something happening to me. Like chuckle, it's very clearly like a joke, but also like don't drag me under. Spooky.
Wife would like to use our newly founded ability to whisper something in Beryl's head, which is like,
I will remind you that ability takes a stress.
That's fine. I don't care. It's worth it.
And play, like
Yeah. Stress. One stress? Are you sure it's not like 6 or 7? All right.
I think the
I
real
guess somebody else
stress.
takes 6 stress.
Yeah. So you have all of this. Do Eyes or either of Rand's alter egos, avatars, whatever, have anything they want to pursue?
Yeah, I kind of want to check out this goblin.
Oh, I misheard that completely as goblin.
Well,
Yo, I heard there's some goblins.
I'm like, in the Deathlands, there kind of could be.
Yeah, I want to check out the Skylander consulate. Come on.
Yeah, no, it's totally fair. So, I think maybe are you looking to meet up with a friend? Or are you just going to go straight up to the consulate and like go up to the gate? Tell me what you're doing. What you're
Meet up
thinking.
with a friend.
Just making sure.
Like a friend in the crew, or just like a friend.
You tell me. Somebody. Well, you're wanting to talk to somebody at the Scotland consulate, or at least connected to it. So, do you have? You were maybe trying to meet somebody, but you have plenty of family and friends, I think, who are Scotlanders.
Here's what's gonna happen. Actually, this is a great moment to introduce Eliza Bell's twin sister, Blythe.
I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
This is a great moment to introduce Eliza Bell's twin sister, Blythe.
Oh, no, I heard. Her twin sister, Blythe. She has a twin sister.
I couldn't stop doodling my picture, and I was like, what would eyes look like if she looked normal? And so Blythe came about, and I rolled with it.
She looked normal.
If she looked like she got some sleep.
Okay.
Oh, man.
I wonder what I would look like if I got some sleep. So.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Isa's twin sister.
So Eyes, yes, Eyes has a twin sister, Blythe, and she also has a mother whose name I think I came up with, but have currently forgotten.
That's fine.
Lost in the decades.
So, are you just going home to visit for like dinner?
Yes,
I think that's fair.
keep up all
Yeah.
those familial duties.
Yeah. So I think your mom is out. We'll just say, for now. So
Yes, she does tend to wander.
we'll just leave that pending for now. And Blythe is telling you about all the local gossip in the Skov community.
This is good. Blythe is very judgmental. So
Blythe is very judgmental.
Yes, she knows that I am part of a crew, but
That you're a scoundrel?
yeah, we don't talk
Okay.
about it. We don't talk
Fair.
about it. It's like Thanksgiving. You don't talk about things.
I understand. Yes. So here is the scuttlebutt, which is that my friends tell me that, well, everyone knows that the city council has made it really hard for us to get work and to start businesses and all of these things, and that's why you've been doing laundry. Like, she's like clearly like using that now as a euphemism for whatever other stuff you're getting up into. And apparently somebody on the city council has kind of started working with us a little bit.
Oh, truly.
Yeah, Lord Penderin?
Lord Penderin.
Penderin, yeah. He's, there's been some assistance with kind of easing up a few of the rules and so forth. A few more businesses getting started.
Perhaps I should talk to this Lord Penderin about my laundry.
Lord Penderin's on the city council. That's it's pretty high. Although
laundry can get you places, sister.
Listen,
Everyone
sister.
has dirty laundry.
Let's not air it out here. And let me just tell you that, things are getting better here at home. And it's a good thing they do, because if not, there are some people ready to start some real trouble.
There's already enough trouble in the city. We don't need any more.
I think you're right. I think we don't need any more trouble in the city, sister.
I agree, sister.
But
polite applause to that.
yeah, I heard that too. I was like, oh, okay, I think that music, that one's done for now.
Bar music over.
Yeah. No, this one is called Awkward Meeting. There we go.
Oh, perfect. Great.
Yeah, so so that's the thing is that the Scotland consulate is getting more popular among their people, as somehow they've been able to work some kind of a political deal with Lord Penderin on the city council. That's what she tells you.
I am truly intrigued by this. I want to see what's happening at the consulate. Care to come with?
Oh, I don't think that would be a very good idea. I don't want anybody thinking that I'm involved.
Typical. All right. It was a lovely visit. Thank you for all the gossip.
And let me tell you, if you're looking to meet anybody, I know some people.
Who do you know, dear sister?
I just come back around and maybe we'll go out one night.
I suppose Mother would like us to hang out at some point.
Maybe we can even go find out wherever she's hanging out.
I don't think we want to know where she's hanging out.
You're probably right. I do like this music after all.
It's very, very intense. Very Eyes family worthy.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So, if you're looking to make a contact there, I think this is because of your connections with your sister and your own self. I think you could take probably. I think you would get increased effect if you wanted to do some sort of a gather information.
I do want to do a gather information. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So how do you think you're going to go about it? Tell me about how you think you would do it. Yeah, in general.
Oh gosh. I'm going to say that Eyes is not going to talk to anyone, but she is going to go to the consulate. I am. Okay. She. It's hard to freaking.
It's okay. Think it through. It's fine.
Ghosts. Well, she just wants to I guess she wants to talk to other Scotlanders or study or see how other Scotlanders are doing in the city. See if things are really on the up and up.
Okay. So what kind of a role are you thinking there?
I'm really trying not to do command or consort.
I think consort would make sense if you don't want to, though. That makes sense. If you are trying to observe the situation and anticipate outcomes, that might be a survey.
Yes, that sounds good.
You want to do a survey?
I will do a survey.
I think you're in a controlled position.
Okay.
Oh, this is gather information. So what I'm going to say is, since it's gather information, take an extra die.
Okay.
And let's.
Can I push myself and gather information?
I will always say
Can I
you can
study really hard?
I mean, I am never going to say don't take more stress.
Actually, wait.
Except
Hang
in
on.
real life, kids. Don't take more
Actually-
stress than you need.
Is that the new street drug?
No, we're good.
Stress.
We're fine.
Okay. All right.
I need
yes.
to. I need to do my downtime stuff at some point. Maybe I'll just wait until.
Okay. All right. So you're just going to do a regular.
I'm just gonna do regular one until I do my downtime.
Okay, that's
because
fine.
I'm too stressed away from traumaing out, and that'd be real awkward.
Right.
Isn't somebody excited about trauma now,
I
right?
can I if I but I'd have to. I don't have. Do I have to leave?
I mean, you don't
No.
have to leave.
I don't have to leave.
No,
but
nobody. I'm not going to
would have-
kick you off the Zoom call or anything.
Well, technically,
Bye.
neither would Eyes because we're not on a score, right? So, like, the only impetus for a character to leave is if they're on the score. But if we're not on a score and you trauma out, you don't have to like
Aren't there-
leave play.
Aren't there other options? Also, like that's only one of the things you can do.
I think
There's-
that for now it's probably not something she's doing anyway. So if we
Okay.
get there, we'll figure
That's
it
fair.
out.
Or just roll.
Just now, you roll your gather information with the bonus die, and we'll see what happens.
So one bonus die or two bonus die?
Are you?
One.
Are you?
I won't push. I won't push myself. No, this is
Okay.
We're going. Oh my god!
Oh,
So
that would
so
be a two, everyone.
It's a two.
I just want to point out that because this is only gather information, that doesn't lead to the sorts of things that a 2 on an action roll would lead to.
But it does lead to me not learning much.
It does getting incomplete or partial information. And you certainly do find out that a number of new businesses have started, and the general mood of Scotlanders in the area around the consulate is optimistic. Things are looking up. That's the sense. They're feeling still oppressed because, after all, they are refugees who are unhappy with the whole with the empire. But maybe this is a sign of better days to come. I think with a 2, I think that's what you get.
Okay, I'll take that. And then I'm going to read about stress and trauma.
Okay. Does anybody else have any idea? So we have 2 score ideas on the table.
I did really quick want to gather information about the Path of Echoes.
Oh. Do you want to do that in Night Market somehow for the extra die?
I thought that was acquire an asset that you got an extra die in Night Market.
For the district, yes. For your home turf is what I was
Hunting
thinking.
grounds. If you think that area is relevant to that,
I don't know. I think that it could be in the sense that.
you can hear about them.
Yeah, I think it's fair that you probably would do. Yeah, just take your extra die for it, and we'll just say yes and
Sure.
not overly worry about it. What is it you're wanting to know? So tell me about what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I haven't quite landed on that yet. So Malia's not really the kind of person to just ask around town. That usually ends with the worse results than when she started. Are they spooky? Could I try to ask a ghost?
I will tell you out of character that they are spooky.
Okay.
There's a
Let's
reason
try
that they're
to-
called the Path of. So to be sure, Echoes has a particular has many meanings in this city, but one of them is that they are, for everybody else, and I think Nat already knows this, they are loops of behavior captured in the ghost field that repeat over and over. They don't have will of their own, but they're dangerous because of the way they can discharge electricity out of their plasmic forms. So echoes are, think of it like a little bit less than a regular ghost, right? It's something that but that's what the term echoes means, which gives you the hint that perhaps the Path of Echoes is in fact something spooky, and that talking to ghosts might have a positive outcome, maybe.
Yeah, so let's try that, and I get an extra die, and...
So you're trying to attune for the Path of Echoes, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I know how else to talk to ghosts.
Not going to be busting no ghosts?
We got one bonus die. I mean, isn't the obvious Devil's Bargain I finished that clock?
Oh, you want a Devil's Bargain. I think that absolutely is. You can take an extra die, and I will tick Echoes to completion.
Let's just get that over with. That puts me at 5 dice for this, so...
And
that's a lot of 4s.
That's a lot of 4s, which is your best result is a 4. So you get standard information. The Path of Echoes is a sort of cult that consorts with ghosts.
Oh, well.
And
Convenient.
Indeed. The Path of Echoes is a group that is sort of in opposition to the Spirit Wardens to some extent.
Okay.
They try to learn about the past by consorting with ghosts and kind of think that maybe, just maybe, it is known that there are certain ghosts called the Reconciled, who are ghosts who are no longer trying to, like, possess and drain life force. And that occasionally they have dealings with the Path of Echoes. It is said that the Path of Echoes are connected at very high levels in the power structure, but you're not sure. But the ghosts give you no indication as to how so or who that might be. But they're connected.
I did say that I had higher goals than this mortal coil.
But yeah, the pet, and I think that if you were to, oh, somebody's indulging their vice already?
Eyes didn't do
It's
it
my
from last time.
downtime.
Oh, you didn't do your downtime last time?
I didn't do my downtime yet.
Okay.
Oh, bye.
Distract me.
Cat.
I forgot that. I didn't realize that you hadn't been able to do your downtime stuff yet. So you've cleared 4 more stress. That's good. You've got some
I
breathing
can do
room
things. I'm going to be doing things.
now. Is there any other places that people want to go? People they want to talk to?
I mean, Wythe is extremely interested in forging an alliance with the Railjacks around us becoming a crew that helps them get information against union busting. So, like, if they want us to, they could put us on some sort of contract so that we can get information about where the blue coats are going to hit and stuff like that. But we don't necessarily need to do that tonight. That is just something that from what you had been speaking about, Wythe is interested in, sort of making sure and shoring up like where they exist in this coal ridge, that they also aren't in terrible battles with like people very close to them. So yeah.
I think that is more than fair.
That could be to get a claim. The informant's claim might fit that well.
Ooh.
And it's within one of what we have so far.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was more of a score idea.
Well, you do a score
establishing
to get a claim. That's how you get those.
Right. I know. I just wanted to establish that is what Wythe is doing, and we can do whatever we want to do tonight. But
so what do you want to? So you have a couple of options. Wythe is interested into breaking into the Taikarosi embassy or the library or something of the inspectors, as well as spying on potential union busting activities within the Ministry of Preservation. Any other ideas or anything of those that appeal to people?
I mean, breaking in. We missed the last break-in.
I'm here for either of them.
You did miss the last B&E.
I just want to point out to you that let me pull up my full faction sheet.
I mean,
The
and to be
inspectors are a tier 3.
right. To be clear, and this is going to what you're saying, like Wythe is not trying to get us to go up against the ministry because they're like tier 5 or something. This is more like breaking into like a blue coat information area and like taking paperwork. It's not going into the ministry and being like, hello, I am here with my terrible rolls to break in. I'm a tier 0.
Try to tier this crew up at some point.
I mean, that ideally, I mean, I feel like what I want to do is just have Wythe like straight up go all the way for special abilities and then just get Jailbird.
You probably
be like,
also know that the ministry, like,
Also, no.
and there's also you also know that. I mean, the Ministry of Preservation has some relationships with some less than savory people. That probably might be. If there's going to be any busting of heads, the ministry might be using some of those kinds of contacts to do something.
Right. So to be clear, none of these are scores from other people. This is just Wythe being like, we should definitely break in here so that I can get information for my obsession. And then also, we should definitely break in here so that people around us like us so they don't attack us.
Or you could do it. Those are valid options. You could also probably find a score that'll just earn you some more coin. Or you can combine those things.
Oh,
I mean, that's why Wythe wanted to go to the Railjacks and try and parlay a deal so that we could make coin and then also break in. And
Oh, so you would
Ingratiating
like?
ourselves with the railjacks feels like a good idea right now.
I think that's good, and you could probably. Yeah, what I meant about is you could do an espionage score and also steal something while you're there.
yeah, I mean, if I have anything to say for it out of character, people are going to be taking their hands and just running it across things and putting them in a bag.
Last week, I was trying to convince them to take one of those Eldritch tomes.
Oh, I know. I heard it. I heard the and I was like, you should have taken it. And
money-
people
I
are
did
like,
want
oh
it.
no.
I did not want the spirit wardens coming knocking on us for whatever reason.
We're hidden,
mean,
man. They
fair
couldn't
and
find us. We're
valid.
cool.
It's
Nah,
hidden,
not
you
fair
can't
or
find
valid.
it.
You just like sell it as fast as you can, and it's fine.
So you are talking about potentially doing a score on behalf of the Railjacks. That's that's a thing that I've heard.
Yes.
I'm curious what the other three of you think about that sort of thing.
I'm super into hecking with some Union Busters.
I'm in for it.
Okay.
Also, so is Barrel.
Because Chase and Beryl are two different people. Got it. Of course, right?
Of course.
100%.
Right.
Wow.
Chase
Nothing with this-
Chase isn't a big beefy set of muscles on my screen at all.
Yet. I have a gym membership now, so
I'm just saying it's all relative, man. Like, yeah. Okay. Well, we could put something like that together. Why don't we take a quick break? And when we come back, we will do a brief score and then some downtime. Does that sound good to everybody?
Yes. Sounds great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Okay. Well, that's what we'll do. Talk to you in a minute.
That way the audience can hear about the banana jokes.
That's all they heard was about the banana jokes. We're back.
No jokes.
So,
We explain nothing.
believe me, it's better that we don't. So,
Yeah.
we're back. And in those few moments that we were away, I have what I need for a score. One of the beautiful things about this game. Because y'all are going to invent... Y'all are going to come up with your own complications. I don't have to do hardly any of that. Y'all will complicate it yourselves. So, one of your local contacts among the Railjacks is an Akarosi known only as 12s.
Please don't tell me he says things 12 times because I can barely handle.
I couldn't either, frankly.
I get the weird sense they're related to eyes, but I'm not sure why.
Not as far as I know.
Maybe they're related to words.
Oh yeah.
Or about knees and toes.
we're diving into the deep lore.
I have no idea what's going on now.
Perfect. Just where you need to be, DM.
Right. So, 12s is completely bald, and it's funny. He typically wears like the Railjacks, like their uniform, their actual like regular uniform, but you've never seen him actually get on a train. It's like a baseball coach. He's always dressed up, but he's not actually a player. Why?
The solidarity thing.
Maybe, could be. So, I hear you're looking to do some work for us. Is that true?
And so Wythe, like in his giant coat and like huge brimmed hat, has like his hands in the jacket pockets, and you hear sort of like a weird bone crunching sound, and his arm comes out of the jacket and then extends over and touches 12's on the shoulder, and he gives it a squeeze. He's like, I've heard about your problems with unions, and I just want to say,
I don't have any problems with unions.
no, I'm saying establishing a union.
Uh-huh. He's like just kind of like looking at your hand on his arm and on his shoulder.
And like the fingers keep tapping so that it's a constant reminder that it's there. And he's like, we here in Coleridge need to stick together, and we volunteer our services to help you in smoothing the way towards a better future for all of us. And then his hand kind of and like falls to his side.
That's very good of you. And he looked back at he looks at the others of you like, did that really just happen?
Just gonna kind of give him a shrug, just sort of like, yeah, this happens.
I'm just nodding.
So, here's what we want you to do. We know that the ministry, well, they're not going to be happy about this. And we know that they oftentimes don't do their own dirty work. What you should know is the people they use to do the dirty work very dirty indeed. You're familiar, you're scoundrels. You may be familiar with the billhooks. First of all, would any of your characters have a particular reason to know about the billhooks especially? Or just kind of what the underworld knows in general about them?
I mean, that they always carry around meat hooks, and that's like their thing.
That is, yep.
Yeah.
And
That's
they
like the
are
only thing.
really mean. Like, bloodthirsty. Yeah.
Ruth.
I feel like we'd know to avoid them.
Ah, so barrels people. Okay.
Yeah, fair.
Well, if you want to avoid them, this is not the job for you, because we need to know. So here's the thing. They're led by a particular family. And we need to know where one of them is going to be sleeping tonight. Are you okay, Jesse? I saw all of that.
It's a really crinkly cat tube, and they won't stop crinkling it.
Huh. Okay.
Sounds like a
There's-
problem I have with everything in my apartment.
I'm in a zoo. This is my
I
life
know.
now.
Listen.
There's no quiet.
I mean, you're also a nanny, so you know that's just the life for a lot of people in other ways, too.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So, what we would like to do, one of their leadership is the son of the head of the billhooks, a young man named Corin. We need to know where he's sleeping tonight.
Do you need him to know where he's sleeping tonight, or do you need him to not be sleeping tonight?
Nope, we just need to know where he's sleeping. You don't want to know too much, I don't think.
And White like reaches out and he's going to put his finger on 12's mouth. He's like, shh, yes, this is not something that we need to know. And then sticks his hand back down. So, White is kind of like, yes, for our compatriots here in Coleridge, we are more than happy to help you find this individual and let you know where they may be sleeping. Is there anything else?
We'll make it worth your while. And
What?
he offers an amount equivalent to about 6 coin.
Okay. Now,
This in night market or somewhere else?
It's going to be somewhere else.
okay.
Right.
So, I'm trying to feel like, is this... So, consorting with this person would not raise the price. I just want them to feel like they're making a good deal on this. And I don't want to actually get any more money. I just want them to feel like our crew could work for more. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, White is like, 6 coin. It's an adequate amount for a task such as this. Even though, and he like spreads his arms, and it's, when people like spread their arms wide, but his like elbows are at his side and his arms just like stretch out expansively. And he's like, with skills such as ours, we will take this sum because of our deal with you, friend.
Like,
and he gives,
like we're doing them a favor.
yeah, and he like squeezes his shoulder again, and is like, because Coleridge has to stick together, and unions are important to the survival of all of us. And he like holds up a fist, but it's like, yeah, 5 feet in the air above his head.
Like a condor.
At some point, I would like to know what forearm measurements.
Okay.
I'm afraid to find out, honestly.
Hate that.
So if I can roll consort to sort of like put him in the mind that they're getting a good deal, would that be?
So it sounds like what you want is potentially some extra rep out of it, maybe?
Yeah, I think what I want it to do is I want them to seem like they're getting like a good deal out of this. Because 6 coin is fine, but what I want them to really know is that we're doing it for, the good of the area.
I mean, you could also just take less coin.
No, I'm not doing that. Look, I think it's very clear that I would like to, as Rand the person, would like to make sure that we get coin, but I also want to make sure wife feels good about himself. And that's all that really matters to him, unfortunately, at this point.
Okay. Yeah, you could roll consort. We're going to call this controlled limited.
Okay.
And the idea out of it is to... What I would probably do is I would probably... it's probably not a mechanical thing. It's probably affects... Or no, eventually it would be how much rep you might get at the end, depending on how things go.
Sure, or if just like our rep with these, or our like-dislike thing with these people goes up a little bit. So yeah, I definitely want to push myself on the consort, and I also want to make sure that I trade effect.
So you want risky standard?
Risky standard.
So tell me, how does you're making it extra risky? How's it you're going for it?
Right. I think he has his arm up like in a power position, and one of his arms is on his shoulder, and I think he lowers the other arm and puts it on his shoulder and like squeezes this dude's arm, like his biceps, and like pulls him in. And he's like, remember, Coleridge. Yeah, exactly. Coleridge is what's important, and we're here to support each other. And like he has drugged this person so close that his like breath can be felt on this dude's nose, and he's just like, we're important to each other and we're helping you.
So I'll offer you a devil's bargain. You can take an extra die, but 12 becomes absolutely obsessed with this crew.
So I already pushed myself.
You're pushing yourself.
So,
yeah, or you could. It's up to you.
All right. Actually, you know what? I really like that devil's bargain a lot, so I'm going to take that stress off. And the only reason I'm doing it, I just want to let you know, is because of how awesome that sounds, and I'm into it. All right.
Can I assist by playing the bad cop a little bit, like 6 coin, and kind of act like I'm a little pissed, turn to him and give him a look when he's like totally, and just, but be the one that they can hate a little bit to make him look better.
All right.
I don't know how you can make me look. I mean, I love this, but Wythe is so creepy. He creeps me out, and I play him. You know what I mean? So I'm like,
yeah,
oh,
but
my
Amalia
fingernail, Coral?
is damp.
Right. Yeah. True. Okay.
And no one goes swimming here.
I mean, hopefully they shower just a little bit.
Well, like, if it's not raining, people just look at her and go, what the heck?
All right,
So let's see what this looks like.
Got done doing sprints.
That's going to be a 4.
Really? Wow, that's terrible.
I think it's fine. So, yeah, you'll get one extra rep. Yeah, I think their obsession is going to grow a little bit. They're like, that's very good to know. It's good to know that you're so much on our side. Yeah, I think this could be a beautiful relationship.
And Wythe like plays into that for sure. He's like, It absolutely can. Together, we can make this place what it should be. And you know what? Not only me and my compatriots, but you, 12s, will help us make it there. And he like squeezes the arms again and like lets him go.
You see 12s kind of wince at the squeezing, but yes.
I feel like Eyes and Beryl are just kind of standing in the back, like,
What's going on? Yeah.
this is strangely intense.
I'm like ready to step in a moment just in case like the even weirder people like weird out the normies, and I'll be like, no, it's fine. But
Yeah, it's definitely like we're like, this is weird, but we're looking as terrifying as possible because we are intimidating.
Yeah,
right.
What's the weirdest about this is the fact that 12s is like here for it, like
Fair. So
Sometimes people just don't get enough physical contact when they're younger, and then they crave it desperately forever. So
Touch stars.
unrelatable. Doesn't
I don't know what you're talking about. So let's talk about your plan. How are you going to find this out?
I mean, we have 2 whispers. I feel like if we don't use that arcane power to like
I was gonna
search
say,
them out.
Ooh. What if we just go the entire run the opposite direction kind of answer, and instead of trying to like learn the information through talking to people, we just like enter the ghost field and attempt to consort with some entity of dreams?
Nothing bad can happen.
I mean,
No, nothing.
I mean,
it's not like your dreams aren't already hacked. So like, what do you got to lose?
Yeah.
I think with this, like Wythe, if you're like, we should go into the dream world and talk to dream spirits, Wythe is like steeples his creepily large fingers and is like, that sounds excellent. I feel like that's a good idea. But first, and he like turns to Barrel and he like looks at Barrel. And how tall is Barrel? He's like
6'4".
6'4", okay. So Wythe is definitely like taller than you by like 2 or 3 inches, and he's just like, I feel like you and I can help our compatriots. And so I just want to gather some information on like through like socializing and maybe having Barrel beat the crap out of somebody with command, maybe. I don't know.
Command is absolutely valid for gathering information. What kind of information are you trying to gather?
So we definitely want to make sure that when they're entering like into the ghost, is it definitely like a different place, or is it the same? Is it the ghost field, but it's like dream field, or is it something different? Do you know? Okay.
You'll tell me.
No, I know. That's why I'm asking. I'm asking the whispers because I'm asking the whispers.
My concept was that I happen to consort with entities of unknowable darkness fairly regularly. There's probably one that would know this information.
Okay, cool.
It's not the one I normally contact, because that'd be too easy.
Sure.
But they have to exist.
Yeah, so I think what I would like Wythe to do is kind of go out with Beryl and have Beryl like lead the charge here. And I kind of want to stand in the back like he was doing when we were talking to 12s and have Beryl do everything. Yeah, and just kind of cross my really long arms behind him.
So you're commanding who again?
Beryl, who do you want to command? Because we're looking for like what? Like a witch? Somebody who's going to give us like the true name of this devil, right?
hey, you need a witch?
No, we definitely are. We are definitely trying to find someone that's not your friend to do this to, right? Like this is. I don't want Quinn getting in even more trouble.
So you're trying to intimidate somebody telling you about a witch who can help you with the ghost field?
Oh no, what I think I would like this to be is we're going to find a witch, intimidate them so that they tell us the true name of this demon, so that Amalia and Eyes have more control over it.
So you want the true name of the demon that Amalia is going to be consorting with.
Yes, exactly.
So
it gives
sort of
them
Eyes would do it. I mean, Eyes looks like the one who needs sleep more.
What are you?
Wow.
Wow.
That is just.
It's not wrong. It's not wrong.
You know, the digs and burns that I have experienced when only being gone 1 week, from this game is just
Yeah.
hard. I know.
Let's
hard.
talk about all those digs we missed.
So, you're looking for the true name of the demon with the idea to give more leverage in whatever they're doing.
Absolutely. Or if it's not true names, it's maybe a book, or acquire an asset that has like a book in it that gives us.
I would settle for a name at all, because right now we don't really know what we're knocking down.
Right. Well, I mean,
Like just sort of like reaching into the ghost field and like pulling out stuff.
So, you're wanting to talk to a ghost or a demon?
Ew.
whispers.
I was thinking, I mean, a ghost would probably be easier, come to think of it.
A ghost would be easier, but I don't know if a ghost would make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it can make sense in the fiction if you.
Ghosts.
Yeah, either can make
are
sense.
your-
You tell me what you want to do.
Yeah, ghosts are your thing, eyes. Demons are mine. You pick.
I missed last session, so let's say it's a ghost.
Okay, so the gather information or whatever is Wythe and Barrow finding the name of a ghost that we can compel to show up during a ritual that will be able to tell us this information.
Maybe also where they died, because that can be really helpful.
Okay. All right.
Just tell someone who knows the information. Easy.
Do you want to do this in Night Market?
I mean, I think Wythe specifically chooses Night Market as our hunting ground because it is our hunting ground. So it's kind of like
the reason that I say that is that in Night Market, you're not trying to acquire an asset. You're trying to gather information. So
this is the thing. Like, I would like to acquire an asset if we can.
So the asset would be the witch who can help you out.
Right.
So you can take +1 in Night Market. If you acquire an asset, you can do so at the cost of 2 stress.
Okay, that's fine.
But for the +1 die. Okay.
Yep.
So we're going to do this as the special downtime action for doing something in your hunting grounds. So let's do the acquire an asset using command with the extra die for 2 stress.
How many dots do you have in command? What? Oh, I thought you had 2. Okay.
Nah, I've got 1 in basically all the resolve except attune.
Okay, all right. How many do you have in attune? Do you have 2 in attune?
No, I have 0 in attune.
Oh.
2 whispers.
All right. Yeah, well, I mean, Char still has 1 in attune because he hangs out in the Deathlands. But anyway,
Barrel's afraid of ghosts.
Right. Cool.
This is technically gather.
Barrel's afraid of ghosts. Hangs out with Ghost Girl.
I'm gonna say that this is not acquire an asset. This is gather information. You still get the extra die, but you don't, because it's on your hunting grounds. You don't need the extra 2 stress.
Okay, so once again, Wythe deletes the 2 stress that they had taken. Perfect, good.
What a move.
So do you want to do this as a group action, letting you know that I have exactly 0 in command?
So if you do it as a group action,
let's do it as a group action.
We can use
Yes.
Yeah, because you get to combine your 6s.
Yeah.
So who's leading it? Is Wythe leading it?
No, Barrow is.
Barrow.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless you want me to lead it to absorb the stress for you, because I will do that.
How much stress do you have?
None.
Oh, wowie.
Yeah.
Do you want to lead that?
Sure, that's fine. Wythe, from the background, crosses his arm. He's like, go talk to them. And what he's actually doing is staring at everybody.
All right, so
this
is a group for gather information. I don't know if this is according to the rules, but I don't care. I think this is fun. Y'all are fanning out. Wythe is kind of directing it. And everybody just roll command, and let's see what happens.
Oh, my God. Please don't trauma out.
There's a 5. There's a 4.
No, you got a 4.
A 1 and a 3. So take 2 stress, and your best result is a 5.
Nice. Good job.
Very good.
I got you, baby.
And
see, this is why I wanted to do it, right? It was all you. Yep.
Oh, did everybody just so we got a bonus die from that? I realized was that just to the leader, or did sort of everybody?
I didn't
gotten
actually. I didn't put it in.
Okay. One person roll another d6.
Go ahead, whoever.
that? Anybody?
I'll do
Anybody
it.
just roll a d6.
Is-
Nope,
add
it's still a
one
4.
to the roll. I like that. That's a good way to do that.
Okay.
2 stress taken, not stirred.
I fully intend to take plenty of stress on the score.
Oh no, I know. Look, if anyone in here is going to be taking stress for arbitrary, weird reasons that they actually came up with, it's going to be me. So
Excuse
don't
me.
worry.
You have a
Also,
brand.
I'll just take the stress. Give it to me. I eat that shit up. In fact, I'm gonna make a hack of this game, and the character is just gonna be called the Stress Eater. And if they don't feed on one of their crew members' stress, they take a trauma. So everybody watch out.
So what I'm hearing is Wythe is stress tanking for the party.
Yeah. Look, Char and Wythe both stress tank for this party.
And
That's
yet
kind of
Rhodes
what-
is the one with 2 traumas.
I know. You know how mad I was when I found out about that? I was like, I can't believe this shit. I have 2 characters.
That's why, because you keep flipping between them.
It's true. It's true.
You gotta
So
rotate your tanks.
you meet with this witch. The witch goes by the name. We'll say he goes by the name Skinner.
Oh, that's not ominous.
Is the term witch meaningfully different than whisper?
No.
Okay.
Except it's cooler sounding.
It doesn't imply that it's basically the same. In this case, the distinction we'll say is that they're not necessarily doing scoundrelly stuff. They're just sort of, they have services that are available. And normally they charge for this, but you have commanded them. And you are, tell me a little bit about how y'all intimidate them.
So yeah, I definitely think that the whole group comes in, and Wythe kind of just like stands in the background and doesn't say anything, and Barrow definitely is the one who's going to be, because they not only narratively do they get the highest die, but also I kind of wanted Barrow to be in charge of this to begin with. So
Yeah, like you're familiar with the euphemism when you like lean on someone to like pressure them very subtly, except like physically so. Like if they're like about elbow height, so like when talking to them, just kind of like lean over and like be like talking into their ear, but like putting weight on them. I imagine
feel like-
Daryl's arm probably weighs close to 50 pounds. Jesus. I need to check the math on that.
So you come in to this shop and you're doing all these things to this person. And they're really not happy. But finally, they take out a small scrap of scroll paper. And they unfocus their eyes. And you can start to see smoke appearing on the paper. Right? Like as if something is burning a name into it.
Beryl continues to look tough, but maybe be a little sweaty right
And they're just holding it up. It's just like this, and you can see like if something was being burned into the paper, and then they hand you the piece of scroll. And it
of
has
course, like Wythe from across the room like takes it.
and in beautiful calligraphy, it has the name Arian. Airian.
Okay, and yeah, I mean, White takes it, looks at it, like shrugs, and then hands it over to Eyes, and is like, "This might help."
Thank you.
And Skinner kind of hisses at you. Don't come back.
And White looks at Skinner and says, "We may very well be back. Perhaps we'll bring coin, perhaps we won't. But Skinner, don't threaten me. And like straight upstairs, it scares Skinner down.
I'm going to smile a smile with no joy at Skinner and go, thanks.
And
So you just bare your teeth at him?
Literally, yes.
I think that after a moment, yes, they glance away, and they're like, fine.
Remember your place in this town, Skinner. Remember it. And Wythe just like walks out, like ducks the doorway.
I'm going to start a clock.
Oh yeah,
We're really making waves.
So
man,
I'm gonna actually, Avi's gonna stick around after everyone else tucks out and goes, White's a dick, but don't worry about it. Some of us like to keep bridges intact, and I'm going to give him a coin.
I think that will avoid the consequence.
Damn it. I mean, oh, good. Nice one.
So you have the name of this ghost, and it sounded like you wanted to use that somehow. So we're gonna say, so let's. You have a detail now. So your score, your plan rather, it sounds like is occult.
Yep.
Your arcane method is to something. Tell me specifically the arcane method.
The arcane power is going to be go ahead, Whisper, who focuses on ghosts. Tell us what the arcane power is.
Yeah. So tell me just very at a high level what you're trying to do is you're trying to go into the ghost field, the ghost city, to go talk to them.
Yes, I'm going to use my ghost key and wander into the ghost realm. And
as much as I love that, an alternative might be to go to where they died and call them forth there. And
right,
that
like,
might be
do we know where they died? We know a name.
We jump into the action, like that's how the
Yeah.
Dark works.
Okay, we'll jump into the action. And
let's go to where they died.
Okay. So, what's your load? I remembered this time, y'all. Be proud.
Yay!
Can we know the vague concept of where we're going?
I think that you're going to be in Crowsfoot.
Okay. Oh yeah. People die in Crowsfoot every day. I'll take normal.
Yeah,
I was gonna say.
I'm gonna go normal as well.
Same, normal.
Okay.
Same, normal.
Wow, no light. We're not.
That's
going
amazing.
Light? Wow,
That's different than y'all always do.
We here to party.
I heard the gang war estate and went, I want armor.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you're gonna get. So here's your engagement roll. Is it particularly bold or daring? I think so, but I think
Can we rip ghosts from the ghost field and not be daring?
Also,
if I had taken Ghost Fighter, maybe.
Is it overly complex or contingent on many factors?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Is it? It's one ghost.
They might not even know, like, the information. There's a chance that they just don't know the information we're looking for.
So I'm going to say, I think that cancels the boulder daring.
Yeah,
However, does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest? Yeah, for sure.
When they're unconscious, so.
And they're a thug. They don't have any special stuff about ghosts. Can any?
They're not a whisper.
Of your friends? No, they're not that. They're not that smart. These literally are just meatheads who chop people up to intimidate their friends.
Wow.
Imagine if Bart had gotten into crime via someone other than Ice.
Wow. Yeah, but you still have sense.
Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation?
Skinner.
The Skinner got you the details, so I don't think you get an extra dice for that.
Okay.
However, if you want to keep one of your friends or contacts in the loop as potential consequences, that's basically the way I interpret this. Like before, Quellen got pulled in, and I'm not saying that it has to be Quellen. I'm just saying you can get an extra die if you kind of want to expose one of your contacts to potential consequences.
I mean, I think, again, Wythe will put forth Jaren, the Blue Coat Archivist, as somebody who, like, narrowed us down to
I
where
think
this
that's
person
perfect.
was.
I think that's perfect. That's good.
But I'm confused. What's that face? I can't tell, Amalia. What are you? It's like a don't do it, but do
It was
it
my
anyway.
best impression of like a.
Oh, I see. I was really
Is that
trying
a
to
mind flayer? Huh.
I just can't tell. I mean, this is the mind flayer, yeah.
Are
yeah.
any enemies or rivals interfered in the operation? No. Are there any other elements to consider? There are other elements to consider, and I'm going to tell you that these other elements give you an extra die.
Ooh.
Things that you don't know about that I do.
Facts and data.
Hooray!
So,
being on the side of good,
and good things.
yeah, being on the side of the right gives us an extra die, right? Everybody, woo!
you got that one at the beginning. That's your one die that everybody gets. For sheer luck, it's called. All right, let's see what you get. Notes, this is engagement. Oh, I should have just hit. Never mind.
Yes.
Oh, right. You got a 6.
That was pretty cash money.
We got a 6.
That was very cash money of you. You are in a controlled position when the action starts. So, where you are in Crowsfoot. Crowsfoot is an interesting area. It's a crossroads where a lot of the different districts come together. It's sort of a patchwork. There's a lot of underworld activity here. And the place that you find yourself at is in an old flop house. So, yeah, you're kind of in a semi-dormitory bunk room where there's like 2 or 3 bunks, and you've kind of scattered everybody out because this is the place where Arian was died.
Was they died?
Yes,
what
yes.
I meant to say.
They came to an untimely end here in some form or fashion.
Crowsfoot do as Crowsfoot do.
And yeah, pretty much. And the locals aren't giving you too much trouble. They kind of saw you all walking in, and they just kind of scattered. You didn't have to do much. They're just like, nope, don't want to. I don't know what you four are up to, but we don't want to be part of this. And they kind of left. What do you do?
So yeah, I mean, Wythe just sort of leans up against the door jamb and like looks outside and like turns to the whispers and is like, I believe this is your show now.
So what's Eyes gonna do?
Eyes is going to attune to the ghost field. She's going to. I'm going to be like holding the scrap paper with his name on it.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe like a hand on the ground. And I want to scan for, like, see, I would feel like if I'm looking for a particular ghost and I have this name, that spirit that I see would ping or
So, here's what I think.
A little better.
Yeah. How are you? So you're kind of trying to just call them forth. Is that right?
I'm gonna try and call him forth, and I, might have a fine lightning hook at the ready.
Okay.
And yeah, Wythe is like, as you're getting this ready, reaches into their pocket and pulls out like a small book and a piece of chalk and like hands it to you and it says, I picked this up before, while we were in night market. And it's just kind of like common ways to make your whispering easier, and a fine piece of chalk to help you write. It's just like worthless But this is me using foresight to give you an extra die.
Oh,
Whispering for dummies.
Yeah.
and here I was gonna waste my stress assisting.
I mean, why don't you do that as well?
Okay, I don't think you can
You
do
can-
both.
yeah.
Is that
Oh, you can't?
assist?
But I think, but there are other ways of doing teamwork if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you've got your spirit mask, so you can see you have some measure of protection. You can see in great detail. I will say that having the name will give you a bonus to effect here. So where it would have been risky standard, I think you'll have risky great.
Ooh,
Would you like a devil's bargain?
I would love a devil's bargain.
And you know the devil's bargain I'm going to tell you.
Does it involve a friendly little ghost?
It involves a vengeful little ghost. You can get an extra die, but there's an extra tick on Nyrix's clock.
I'm going to, as much as I would love to get that tick, I'm going to push myself.
Okay.
I have gotten my stress down, and now I'm going to bring it back. Well,
Can
yeah,
can
bring it
I
back up.
engage in a setup action? Help set up and inscribe like circles and arcane dowsing and all this, that crap.
I think that
Crap. All that garbage, whatever was
makes sense. That would
Actually, if
improve
you
them
only
to
have great
control. No, but you can choose
but-
effect level or position.
Yeah, I like that idea.
So
And
you
I
can
just
give it a
imagine this moment where Malia pulls out her arcane implements and then looks at Eyes' ones, and there's just a moment. It's like mine are grotesque and demonic and evil, and Eyes look like whatever the Eyes' ones.
Like, fine tools, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to a fancy masquerade ball.
Yeah.
And I paid
Yeah.
3 coin for these whisper tools to make my costume look more authentic. Check it out, everybody. Hey, I
And
don't know
meanwhile,
what
Avmalia's point out like rotted, dead pieces of squid and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. I have
I was just
my
standing in
favorite
the
one
hallway
is
turning
the
over a spirit bane charm.
Yeah, I mean,
my
that's
favorite
definitely
one is the coiled coral that ends in elongated human fingernails.
That's
I mean,
fantastic.
listen, all of
That was
eyes
gross.
things have eyes on
Right.
them, so
This is cool.
that's
So
creepy, but
for
on
the
brand.
setup action, I think that what you're going to do then is whatever action you're taking. Anybody who, if it has its intended result, then that will give an improved position for Isa's roll. So what are you trying to do? An attune?
So I was using the tune to prepare
Right.
the arcane space and like maybe help douse the location of the spirit or whatever.
Okay, or maybe you're setting up some kind of protective wards and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay,
And why
so
she's the
I'm going to say that's
position,
going to
that
be
makes
risky standard,
Sure.
and a devil's bargain if you want it,
Sure.
which is that. Oh wait, no.
Yes.
Does anybody? First of all, hang on. No, I'm no on the one that I was going to offer because I can't. Does anybody else want to offer them a devil's bargain? Because anybody can.
it ticks a clock on Isa's clock about the ghost, and that can be Avmalia's devil's bargain.
I mean, mine was going to be, instead of helping protect eyes, it would draw ghosts in, so that kind of works.
Perfect. So yeah, so you can take an extra die, but we'll put a tick on the Nyrix clock. Is that good?
I'm just not sure I need it.
Okay.
Wow.
Totally
Wow.
fine. Totally.
In
Doggy.
in
might-
before the 4 ones. Here it comes.
Let's see.
everybody.
Let's see that roll then.
Well, I'm only rolling 3 dice, not 4. But it's a
Okay.
setup action. I'm not too worried.
Man,
Okay.
all this
Standard.
cursed language you're using, I just don't understand it.
Okay, we're good.
Woo!
Oh, however,
that's a
5.
That's a 5.
hang on. Let me grab something.
I mean, the devil's bargain happens, but you didn't
So,
take it.
so glad I'm drinking a margarita right now.
I feel
I mean,
like,
yeah, the complication could just be the what he was saying on Devil.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like the wife sees the coral fingers and grabs their spirit charm too, and just like puts it outside of their clothes against their jacket, and that's just, they're like, yep.
Yeah,
So
Bart's
here's
in the
the
hallway, like keeping lookout, but also just like turning this thing over in his hand, just sort of like, there's some bad freaking juju in there.
so here's the
Do
thing.
another one.
So you'll get the improved position, Jesse, for eyes.
Okay.
But
Yay.
of Malia, as you are doing this, and you are yourself attuning to the ghost field, and setting up these spirit wards and whatnot, those dreams that you've been having suddenly surge up, and all of you see this. All of you see around Avmalia a cloud start to form. And from this cloud, ghostly hands made of water reach out and begin to choke Avmalia. And it's not just one hand. And it's not just two hands. It's like a dozen hands. Some of them choking her around her neck. Some of them pushing into her mouth. Like trying to fill her mouth and throat with their watery forearms. This is the Echoes clock that has been filled and was holding on to the right time. And you're drowning. You are just straight up drowning in water. And all of you see drowning. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think her response is to just revel in it for a moment, because it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Oof.
And you're going to take level 3 harm.
I would like to resist that 4 of Malia.
Can I try to resist that for a moment?
I have bodyguard.
He has a special
That's
ability
true.
to
Okay.
do it.
Yep, go for it.
Could, but I should.
I mean, ghost
Tell me how you
think-
do that.
spirit hands.
Yeah.
The way that Beryl does most things, I am going to run at Avmalia, like wide arm tackle her, kind of twisting in the air so that I land on my back, but just plow straight the heck through.
All right, and so this stuff is instead start choking you and pushing into you. So, So, how does your ability work?
So the way that my ability works, when I protect a teammate, I take +1 die to my resistance roll.
Okay, so you can. So here's how I like to do this. Mm-hmm. Normally, if you resist, that'll knock it down resist harm.
Yeah.
You know, that'll knock it down 1 level. You could also expend some type of armor or something like that to knock it down to a level 1 harm. Because it's going to start out at 3. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you have an armor that could do that, but if you do...
Don't think I've got an armor that protects my lungs.
All right. So you can resist down to a level 2. Mm-hmm. It's a good thing you have a physiker in the crew.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get that resistance roll.
Yeah. So since I'm basically just full tackling of Malia, this is a prowess resist, you think, or?
I think so, because you're just taking the drowning.
Yeah. So 1 bonus dice.
6! Nice. So it means you take no stress. Wow. Wow. All of that clock has been sitting around.
Also, I just want to applaud Chase for single-handedly trying to bring dabbing back. I just feel like it's amazing, and your effort. Wow.
So you do take level 2 harm.
Yes.
Can I want to try to help him somehow, and it feels like, the whole water thing feels like I might be able to. I was wondering, and this is a little weird, but could I use my water, I called it One with the Sea ability, to liquefy and then try to basically protect his lungs.
Okay.
Try to prevent the water from entering him.
So what we could do, we'll split up the harm and you can each take a level 1 harm.
I'm here for that. Let's do it.
Value.
Okay.
Do you go inside of his body to protect?
A little bit. I think it's just my arms that do it. I think my arms liquefy, and one of it meets with the hands reaching to choke him, and one strip goes in through his nose and mouth.
And in
And
that
it doesn't
moment,
work.
Eyes was not the one with the largest eyes for a half.
So, yeah, I imagine. So, Beryl, I think you take a level 1 harm called, I think it's just called, partly drowned.
There.
But I think that it's different for Avmalia. Because that wasn't the thing. I think that you are just, I think maybe mentally battered by this experience. So I think it's something mental for you. You don't. Your arms aren't physically, unless you think there's an interesting way to do that. I'm totally open to it.
So my thought was maybe attuning for as the layman's term, not the game term.
Right.
With it, I took on some of that effect, and so I have like a little piece of these echoed spirits embedded in me until I can heal it.
Okay, so let's say
Muddied water?
spiritually
Muddied
battered.
water.
Spiritually battered. All right. Okay.
Slightly ghost cursed.
So now we're going to get back to Eyes,
Only slightly.
who now is going to be controlled great.
Hey.
It was going to be risky, but the arcane wards are going to give you some protection there.
You're welcome.
So I'm attuning.
Uh-huh.
And you get an extra die from me.
And I'm pushing myself.
Do you want a devil's bargain? Oh, no, you're pushing yourself. Never mind.
Yes. The devil's bar.
Nope, it's fine. If you want to push yourself, I'm not going to force you.
Wow.
I-
Listen to this language. I'm not going to make you do it, but...
Not only can I don't feel, I'm not even inclined to try to want to, I'm not inclined to want to try to do.
Trust me, there will be more chances.
It's all good.
Bonus dice. That's 2 bonus dice. Woohoo!
Nice.
And there's
There
a
it is.
6. Yes. You do
I'm
it.
not gonna dab. I refuse.
Really? What do you
thank
do?
You. Bless you.
Do you whip?
No.
I cannot.
Madly
I cannot.
coward.
Kyle, I can't.
Me
That
neither.
was... Oh, man. It was too good. It's too good.
Okay. So here's what
I
happens.
neither whip nor nay.
I don't know how to name it.
As your eyes kind of roll back and you're calling forth Arian, you all feel around you a strong swirl of cold wind, like the cold wind that comes in off the sea, and rising up out of the floor in the center of where Eyes had conducted her attunement. Her ritual, not ritual, but ritual.
For summoning.
Right. Yeah, there you go. You see a translucent-ish body, the form of this ghost, but what you see is that their throat is completely slit. And that's how they had died. And when they speak, it sounds very, they're like somebody who's had a tracheostomy, right? They can barely. Why have you called upon me? That's your cue, Eyes.
We need information.
Why have you called me for information?
We seek.
Just so you know, I don't think we ever actually got the person's name, FYI.
Yeah, it was Corin.
It's corn.
Oh, was it? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I was like, I didn't write that down. I hope somebody did.
We seek a person, Corin, of the. I did not write down the
Bill Hooks.
hooks.
You seek this person. You can find them. Why me? Why do you wish? Ask your question. Hello?
I'm thinking.
Oh, okay, sorry. I was like, maybe I froze up. Maybe something happened on my end.
No, I'm very good at sitting very still. We need to know where he is, right? Or he's sleeping.
Where are you sleeping tonight?
Where
Yeah.
he
Where he's
sleeps.
sleeping. Where he sleeps at night. We need him when he's most vulnerable. Where he sleeps.
This person is dangerous to you. You will end as I did.
We'll take precautions. I think we're more dangerous to him. To them.
I'm going to call for an action roll to get this ghost to actually give you the information. You've called them forth,
Okay.
and now you need to convince them somehow. You have many ways that you can do that. How would you like to do it? And remember that you also have flashbacks available for stress to have done something to be ready for this.
Malia points to lightning hook.
Yeah, I was gonna use lightning hook.
Oh. What does the lightning hook tell the audience what the lightning hook does.
So the lightning hook is boop 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 boop. It is it's a two-handed pole, has a loop of heavy wire, and it's used for grappling spirits and dragging into spirit bottles.
So are you trying to grapple him, or are you just trying to threaten him?
I can threaten him, but also we are prepared for all sorts of things.
So yeah, basically, so it sounds like
don't mess with us.
Right. Okay. So what action are you thinking this is going to be?
I feel like I don't want to say sway. I feel like that's
Could we skirmish just to hurt it?
It's command to tell it what to do, or you can, if you're talking to it, or just attune to it to force the answer out of it.
Or it could be skirmish if you want to. Both of those are absolutely valid answers. Skirmish could also be valid if you wanted to, basically actually grab him with the lightning hook. But command is very good if you're just trying to tell them. You could attune to. Yeah, you tell me.
I'm gonna attune. I am a ghost whisperer. I am going to scare this ghost. I want to attune to him. To them.
Whisper the ghost.
Whisper the ghost.
Okay. All right.
And I think I would flavor that by. I feel like while I was searching and am talking to this ghost, I'm not really looking at the ghost. I'm kind of just, there's a really distant glare or gaze.
So I think that given this approach, you're in a controlled position.
Yeah.
I think it'll have limited effect.
Okay.
There are lots of options here. First of all, is anybody going to help her in some way? Yep, and that what you got of Malia?
So I was thinking of Malia would help with, on the magical end, take her hand and place it on Iz's shoulder, and then the void water will run down her arm and across Iz's back.
And now I too am damp.
Gross.
Totally gross. Okay, there's a die there.
Be careful, you're the only dry one left.
Okay, so
you could also take the extra die and for a devil's bargain for still ticking that Nyrix clock.
I will take the Nyrix clock.
I was gonna
Okay.
say also, what kind of flashback would be useful for Eyes to have? Like, Wythe, since he's the spider, kind of, I feel like comes up with the idea that this is going to be an issue. Like summoning the ghost and convincing it to do our bidding are two separate things. What do you think Eyes would want or need?
Well, I don't think you need a flashback here for. I mean, I'm open to what the flashback could be, certainly. But
Right.
But we already have an assist and a devil's bargain. So what is it you're
Okay.
thinking the
Oh no,
flashback would do?
I wanted Wythe to, like, again, he pulled out that whispering for dummies and chalk. He's like, I'm being useful here. I also wanted it to be like, now you're gonna make somebody do what you want. Here's a flashback to Wythe, like, talking to Eyes about making sure that they, like, stand their ground when confronted with issues, and, like, he understands that being laid back is kind of what Eyes does, because he thinks that since you do drugs, he's going to talk down to you like you're like a drug addict. And he's like, look, kids, stand up
But
for yourself. Don't do
I
drugs.
feel like that's great. I also totally understand where I think that. But I feel like this is too, like, this is ghosts. She does ghosts.
Yeah,
She
I don't.
will scare ghosts.
So
That's
the
fine.
flashback
No,
is
that's
if you're going to do an action in the past.
Yeah.
But there's no actual. This is we're going to do this now. So we
Unless
have,
we, like,
and we already have the assist from Malia.
are you trying to, like, change the position or?
Yeah, I mean, mine wasn't to give them a die. It was more to make it not limited, right?
Okay, so you're trying to do like a setup action.
Right. I guess that's
Okay.
the
I mean,
difference.
alternatively, I think we're sitting on a good pile of dice. Trading one of them for effect
Right.
might not be a bad idea.
So maybe you're consorting with me to boost me up
As a setup.
as a
Yeah,
setup.
I mean,
mean,
you could always trade position for effect without having to do anything extra. Oh, you said the setup just to get the extra effect. I see. Okay,
I mean, that's what I was using.
Okay, I got you now. So what action are you going to do the setup?
Yeah, I think it's consort. Very condescendingly, I think. Yeah, White does not consort
Who are you
At any-
consorting with?
Eyes.
Me.
This is a conversation that happened off screen
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
to like set up a character, not necessarily character change, but like a slight shift in.
Right. It's the remember what your teacher taught you, except your teacher's totally like a douche. Don't ever listen to him. But maybe you should. Who knows? That's kind
But
of
like, be aggressive.
be
Take what you want.
aggressive. Yep.
Be
Also,
aggressive. Passive. Aggressive.
and Wythe has orange slices and Capri Suns for later.
Are they frozen orange slices?
Yes.
So I don't know. I mean,
It's fine if
an action roll to consort with your crew member. I think it would make more. I don't know that that's an act because that's just role play between you two.
okay, so then what?
You could do some. Can you think of something that you could have done in the past that would have
Do
set them
flashbacks
up?
require a roll?
Yeah. So the way flashbacks work is that they're an action like any other action. You just potentially take more stress because you did them in the past. That's what they're for.
My understanding is they don't always require a roll. That was my understanding.
I mean, so
Let's go.
on page 132 it says the rules don't distinguish between actions performed in the present moment and those performed in the past. When an operation is underway, you can invoke a flashback to roll for an action in the past that impacts your current situation.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Those sentences aren't exclusionary though. Those don't require a roll. They just say you can.
anyway. What if instead of using consort, I would use survey or study to have given them extra information or given her extra
think that
information
works.
about ghosts?
I think that works maybe even about this ghost. Because you had done a little bit of that to get the extra die from the engagement.
Right.
I think that makes sense. So yeah, I think something like a study or survey makes sense.
So I'm gonna study and I'm gonna push myself And yeah, so I think it's kind of like Wythe has the name and hands it to Eyes, and in the past you see that he had like memorized it, and he goes off and like talks to his archivist friends, and is just like knows more things about this ghost than anybody
So
in the room.
what's the action that you're doing here?
This is going to be study.
Okay. I'm going to say this is 1 stress
Okay.
to do the flashback. You're doing study. We're going to call this risky standard.
Okay.
Do you want to do that? Do you want a devil's bargain?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna just push myself. So
There's a 6. All right, you do it. There's no particular, but you just do it. So this makes this controlled standard for Eyes. Eyes has the extra die from Avmalia.
Yep.
You
Devil's bargain.
Yeah, so I marked Nybrix up to 4 ticks.
Stop dripping the water on her. It's gross.
Yeah, I think you're ready.
All right, here we go. It's a 5.
It's a 5. So you hesitate. You can withdraw and try a different approach, or else do it with a minor consequence, which would be like a minor complication, or reduced effect, or lesser harm, or ending up in a risky position. I think that so you can you hesitate. You can either withdraw and try a different approach, or you're going to have a minor consequence. And I think the minor consequence is that you are going to have you're going to end up in a risky position, or you can withdraw and try a different way. You want to take the risky position?
I'll just take the risky position.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'm just making sure. All right. So, Corin sleeps every night in a different home. Tonight, they sleep in the home of Madam Watson. And as Madam Watson,
Okay.
and as that name comes out, you hear on the door to the room that you're in, "Oi! Who's in there?"
And wife opens the door a little bit like you would if your landlord was knocking on your door and hadn't told you that they were coming over, and he's like, "Can I help you?"
That sounded very relatable. You see a handful of young toughs out there with hatchets in their hand. And, "Hey, you're not from around here. We want inside. Let us in."
And wife like holds firm on the door and is like, "Excuse me, but spirit warden business. There's a ghost inside, and we're taking care of it." And he produces his fine cover identity, which says that he's a spirit warden.
Yeah, this is a good place for a roll. Do you want to, what action do you want to use with that?
Consort would be what I feel like I need to redo my resolve things, because all I use is consort because that's what I think he's doing, but everybody else, I don't know. Sway, I guess. I don't have any points in sway, but I can try and use this as manipulation.
Consort, so with fringe. So you're in a risky position. I'm going to tell you that normally that wouldn't have much effect, like socializing with friends and contacts, but because you have a find cover identity, I'll bump that up to limited. So right now it's risky limited.
Okay.
If I assist by giving him my spirit mask, will that help?
That would
Because I know spirit warriors
definitely,
usually wear.
yes, that would definitely bump it up to standard because he's not wearing the mask. I think
I'll
that
give
can,
flashback.
okay.
It'd be like, we planned for this. You hear a knock, and I just turn and chuck it to him. Like it's
Okay.
automatic. We planned.
Okay, I don't even cast any stress for that. Just we're just gonna call it risky standard now.
Just to be clear, the mask is not on when he answers the door, and he produces the thing, and then from behind the door, his hand comes out and slides the mask on his face, and then like comes back behind the door.
Yeah, no, that okay. So let's get a risky standard roll. That's a hell of a thing right there.
Did I actually assist in the game term? Take a stress the whole thing, or did I just flash back to chuck him a mask? I'm not
I
sure.
think it's flashback just taking my mask. I don't think you need to.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, and this is so it's risky standard then. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Any devil's bargain.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that the devil's bargain is you take the extra. Oh, this is easy. The devil's bargain is you take the extra die, but those toughs are going to remember your real face.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. These toughs can remember my face all day long, because what they don't see is Barrel, who's behind the door, evidently, who's very large and scary.
And has probably stood up by this point.
6.
Whew.
How many of them
Very
are
good.
there?
Like 4 of them.
Less
Hey.
than 7.
Yep. Any number less than 7, I'm good.
They're like, all right, well, make it quick, stranger.
And I think behind the mask, White is like, we will take as long as we need to take, unless you want to be possessed by a creature from beyond the ghost veil.
You see a couple of them kind of look at each other, trying to take a half step backwards, and they're like,
And then-
"Well, we're gonna go have a drink,"
Yeah, and
they turn around and leave.
And I think, yeah, Wyeth, as they are walking by, just says boo and then closes the door.
Yeah, and you hear, and one of them kind of starts like doing like the fast walk, like the I'm not running.
I'm not scared. I'm just, I want to get that drink. I'm an alcoholic, actually.
Steps are really steep, like,
Right.
Malia holds a hand out for a cross-room high five.
So they told you, Madam Watson, is
or rolls his sleeves back down, I guess.
and the ghost. Is that all that you require?
Let's get out of him.
And Wyeth, before anyone else can not say anything, Wyeth is going to try and interject here. But if anybody else has anything to say, let me know.
Can I do a flashback just to a conversation? Really
What,
quick?
what is it you're trying to do?
Just have a conversation with Eyes on if we want to capture and dispose of the ghost after we get the information. You're muted.
I was going to also try to capture the ghost.
All right, so
Okay,
yeah,
so
can we
I don't
just
think
say
you
we
need
had
to-
that conversation.
I don't think you need to do anything for that. That's just, yeah. So you're gonna.
I have
So
my spirit bottles.
I mean,
I've got
but
my spirit.
so, yeah, you guys are like, now it's time to ghost and bust, which feels good. Ghost busting.
Ba-na-na-na-na.
so what action do you think that is?
I mean, I would like to make sure that Wyeth gets in here before this happens, just to be clear.
Yeah,
Okay, what's
we're
the-
gearing
what's
up,
it-
we're moving towards it. And
So
then-
what is it you're trying to do?
So
You're
Wyeth,
distracting it.
I mean, Wyeth like runs straight up at the ghost and grabs it by its arm, like its ghost arms, and like touches it and is like, "Do you know Adriana Infram. Who killed her? What happened? And he's just like starts shrieking questions at the ghost, like, is she there? Do you know where she? Have you talked to her? Tell me what you know about her. Tell me. And he just like freaks out and starts shrieking at this ghost. And he
What?
Boy,
Go ahead.
howdy.
Beryl is leaning on the door.
Yeah.
What?
What can you?
What action is this?
Because he has no attune, I feel like it's a tune. It's that or it's command. But I feel like he's physically touching it, and I think he's trying to get the answers out by like.
I think command. If you do command, I'm gonna call that desperate limited. And I think if it's attuned, it's risky standard.
Okay, risky standard. Yeah, he's gonna attune. He has no dice in either, so it doesn't matter. So he like grabs the shoulders and then like moves his arms up to the ghost's head. So the ghost is like, I can't breathe, it's a tracheotomy. And he like grabs it by the throat and puts his hand where the hole would be. And he's like, tell me what you know. I must have your information. And is gonna attune to this thing.
Good luck.
Yeah. Please.
All right. Do you want a devil's bargain?
Yeah. What is it?
God, yes.
I think I'm gonna keep hammering on this one because Eyes is still I'm gonna ask Eyes if this is okay. Eyes, is it okay if he gets an extra die, but we put another tick on your Nyrex clock?
I mean, again, I was going to, since they're still kind of attached to me, I was gonna help Wyatt out. So sure.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna tick that clock an extra die. Does anybody want to? That's a devil's bargain. Does anybody give an actual assist for one stress?
I mean, I feel like I have to accept the devil's bargain, right?
Oh yeah. Do you? I'm sorry. I was asking her because it's her clock.
Oh no, I know. Yeah. I don't want to take that devil's bargain.
Okay. I'll set it back down.
Well, I do want to assist Wyatt.
Okay. That makes sense.
I feel like Avmalia's angry, not assisting. She's like goes all like void-eyed and she barks at Beryl to get him the hell out of the way.
Yeah. Okay. So is this one die then? All right. Cool.
Yep.
Perfect. Thank you for the assistance, but I feel. Yeah.
That's a 3.
Nice.
Hey!
Things go
Sounds
badly.
like Beryl's coming in to help.
Things go badly. You suffer harm, a complication occurs, you end up in a desperate position, you lose this opportunity. Yeah, no, I think what happens is the ghost melts away. You lose the opportunity.
Yep. Good. I'm so glad. That's amazing. Okay, yeah. So Wyatt is like, no, come back. And he just starts like punching where the ghost like bleeds into the ground. And he's like smacking his fists into the wood or the dirt or whatever, this crappy little, and he's just like, no, come back, tell me what you, and then he just starts Captain Kirk crying and smacking the ground.
I'm gonna
that.
try and resist that.
Oh.
Or why? Attentive readers will note that Beryl has been basically fiddling with a Spirit Bane charm this whole time, and given every single one of my friends, I'm gonna be honest, hungry looks at this freaking ghost, you weirdos. I'm gonna try and like just sort of like toss the Spirit Bane charm under it to try and like keep it from going through the floor for at least long enough for people to like
for us to hook
or
it.
maybe you could like snatch the hook out of one of our hands and try and whip it.
Or get
It's actually a giant lap. It's like a dog thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
hell yeah! I'm gonna like toss that, run up, grab one of the hooks, and like actively try and like cartoon dog
Wrangle
catch
it.
this thing.
wrangle. Yeah,
Wrangle
cartoon.
it.
Come on, everybody, it's fine, it's good. Boop, boop, boop.
So what you're trying to do is you're trying to throw the Spirit Bane charm under there, So you expend a load.
Sort of
That's
like get it for just long enough to like catch it with the.
okay. All right. So yeah, I think that'll just give you the resistance. You spend the item and you roll make your resist roll.
Prowess.
Sure.
Cool.
Get it.
I love it.
Yes.
Wow.
Jeez, another
Nice.
6 on your resist roll.
What?
That's amazing.
Time is now.
Also, it turns out Chase is also a wrestling fan. Good to know.
Oh God, are you a Oh, we need a DM later.
I just saw the John
Don't get me
Cena thing.
started.
Yeah.
I'm not a wrestling fan. I just know the John Cena thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So okay. So the ghost doesn't disappear. The ghost falls back down and is like, "What is this?" So now you still have the opportunity. You still have the opportunity to try to grapple the ghost into the spirit bottle.
Yes.
Should I grapple it?
Yeah.
Well, somebody has a lightning hook. That's lightning hook and the spirit bottle.
Bart has one
that
now.
from one of the
Bart
small
has one now. Bart grabbed mine.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was the move.
Oh, I thought he was. Oh, okay. I thought he was throwing the spirit bane charm under there.
Or both, but like
Okay. All right.
Avi, I think this is like a three-way thing. I think like Avi takes the spirit bottle, chucks it to Eyes, and then Avi and Beryl try to go at the thing with the hooks.
To be fair, if no one does anything about Wythe, he is still clutching the ghost and trying and shrieking to get answers out of it. So,
But I don't think it had.
I can probably survive the amperage.
But you didn't. So here's the thing.
Oh.
You had you failed on that. So you didn't actually weren't able to grab it. He disappeared. He went down into the ground.
Okay.
You missed it. The lightning hook kept him from actually completely leaving.
okay.
So
Never mind. He's not still grabbing it.
So Avmalia, so Echo and Beryl are doing I'm sorry, Eyes and Echo, right? But with Avmalia's item. I'm confused. That's what I'm not telling you. I'm asking. That's what I should say.
So my understanding is that this is skirmish to engage in melee and subdue a target.
Right, but I'm asking
So
who's doing it.
I was thinking. So my thought was Bart leads it, I assist with the hook, and then Eyes is there, narratively assisting with the bottle.
I'm holding the bottle.
Okay,
The
so maybe
play was I tossed the little spirit bane charm, which repelled the melting ghost just long enough to give me the chance to snatch Eyes' dog catcher thing. At which point, Avmalia tossed the bottle to Eyes. We've got a really nice Guy Ritchie action sequence going on, and then Avmalia and I are going to clamp down our dog catchers on this thing and just shove it in the tube.
okay.
We practice these moves
So who's
in our hideout.
Who's taking the action?
Actually, could this be a teamwork test?
You want to do a group
There's three
action?
of us.
The three of
Actually, yeah, we're all doing
Action,
this.
yes.
Yeah.
So who's leading the group
All right.
group action?
Barrel on through.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Is it skirmish? Then
So
Skirmish.
I'm going to call this risky standard. Yeah. Anybody have any devil's bargains to offer?
I would like to use foresight here, even though Wythe is not. He is actively not trying to help in this situation, but in the past, he insisted that Eyes and Beryl practice with the ghost hook, right? So he's like, Beryl, this is a ghost hook, and he like goes up to Beryl. He's like, this is how you use this, because what you're gonna need to do is capture ghosts for somebody like me who isn't as big and strong as you, and he like shows you how to like properly put it on, and it's kind of just like a die in instruction.
So I have a question.
I would
Every
like to
moment
think
during
that.
every moment during that, I'm like looking past him at Eyes to be like, was that one legit?
Yep, exactly. I mean, this is how White does foresight. It's useless, but it helps.
So I have a question, which is,
Yeah.
is this your third? I can't remember. It's really a question. It's not me being an ass. Is this your third time or your second time doing?
Second. This
Second,
is
okay.
This is the last
All
time I
right,
can
that's
do
what I was
it.
trying to remember.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So there's an assist there. So one of you gets it. I don't care who. It doesn't matter mathematically who it is. One of you gets an extra die.
Affects it a little bit because it can be for triggering stress.
Right, but I mean it. Well, sort of. So who's going to take the? So I guess that's an assist for.
Since I'm leading it,
Okay, yeah, that's fine. So an extra die to Chase. It's we said risky standard.
I mean, hey, I don't mind soaking up this trauma as well. Just throwing it out there.
Y'all figure it out. But well, so we already determined that Beryl was leading it. So Beryl's going to get the stress.
There you
So
go.
the other three of you just roll skirmish at risky standard,
I
or
am
push
gonna
yourself.
Push myself.
All right,
I'm going to push myself.
fine.
Risky standard.
2 skirmish.
There's a
Ooh.
5, a 5,
And
and
a
a
2.
Wow.
So 1 stress.
Did you trauma
Thanks, guys.
out? Did you?
no.
Oh man.
Did you really?
I was.
Yeah.
I find it funny.
Wait,
that
no,
the
you don't
people
take
with
any-
The
Well-
least stress.
No, you don't take
No,
any
she
stress.
pushed herself.
Oh,
I pushed myself.
you do this on purpose.
I did.
Okay, so let's.
But, I mean, like, I'm gonna wrap this up. Like, once when we're out of the slop house, I'm out of here.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna pop.
I did my ghost things, y'all.
We're gonna put a pin in that for just a sec. We're
Yep.
gonna come over to Chase, to Beryl, and Beryl, tell us how it is that you wrestle this thing in there.
So I'm imagining as the person like leading the action, I'm like mostly just like shoving this thing, like trying to broom sweep it. And Amalia's like sort of circling around so that we can eventually like corner and catch it on both. And
He's
then,
engine, I'm wheel.
yeah. And then we just kind of like turn it to the side and shove it in the bottle super not gracefully, just cram it in there.
So-
no pomp, no circumstance.
Because you have a 5 and you have a complication, because you do have a consequence.
Yes.
The consequence is that I'm going to put a tick on the Beryl is entranced clock, because Beryl is suddenly like, wait, I can wrestle with devils.
I have barreled through a demon, ghosts, question mark, whatever
Yep.
those dream things were, and now I'm wrestling a ghost.
Void him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo,
No, I think this makes
I
sense.
see a future where at the beginning of every score, Molly just hands her lightning hook to Beryl.
Deal.
I mean, if you want to come out into the Deathlands with Char, there's definitely things that you can wrestle. I wouldn't recommend it, but
So
That's how you train.
we're
I'm told the Deathlands don't have money.
we're getting late, so I want to wrap up as much as we can. So you've got a ghost named Arian in the. I don't like the name Arian. We're just gonna keep going. In a bottle, and you've got the name. I think that we're about done with the score. Is that right?
Yeah.
I think so. Great timing for eyes.
Are
Do
y'all
you
okay
let-
to? Are y'all okay to keep going for a little bit to do the downtime and stuff?
I am.
Good.
Okay.
Do you let Wythe hold the bottle?
No.
Christ,
Why-
no.
Wythe is like, I'll take that, and tries to like snatch it.
No. Eyes bottles the bottle up and like her hands are shaking. This has been a lot of she likes ghosts. I mean, she's ghosty, but this is a lot. And she's going to give the bottle to Avmalia.
So grabbing it, I'm literally like dripping in this black voidy water and glaring at Wythe because he tried to fuck the whole operation.
So, with that,
And then
She
As
dips
the
out.
tape,
She just like
yeah.
runs away.
I'm gonna at least.
part of me wants to flavor it as like I just like take my ghost key and go like
Perfect. Do it. Yeah.
so
that's awesome.
so this trauma out for Eyes. What is it that she does? Let's zoom in on this
How
for a
does she-
second.
how
What
did
is-
she leave?
Yeah. What is the thing that she does that she's like the trauma is too much, the stress is too much for her? Let's zoom in on that a little bit.
So she's shaking. She is got the cold sweats. And I don't know. I just really like the visual of her taking this ghost key that she always has because she's a whisperer, and she can see ghost doors because she can see the spirit realm at all times, and just leaving, like blinking out.
Wow. I dig it. So, let us move to...
Like she doesn't want anyone to follow her. She's gone.
Right.
I'll catch up. Bye.
Yeah, that looks like too much work.
Wythe has no idea how to go there, so...
Like, Amalia dips into the void water, Eyes goes into the ghost realm.
Right. Besides, the ghost is in Amalia's hands, so Wythe is like, are you sure you don't want me to hold that? And I think it obnoxiously asked that question a couple times. Like,
I think it gets to the point where Avi hands it to Beryl.
Beryl's gonna like toss an arm around Wythe, just sort of be like, it's cool. We'll question him back at the base.
So
yeah, we aren't done with this ghost.
Note.
We'll get
but
there.
it's right there. We could ask it its questions now. I don't understand why we're waiting.
all right. So let's move to the kind of epilogue-y type stuff. So first of all, you are able to send that information to your contact and get paid through your covert drops.
Yar.
So you're going to get an extra 2 coin for that. You're going to get total. So you're going to get 8 coin. You have... How do you want to handle the split? There's 4 of you.
2 each.
Do you want to put it, and it's totally, y'all can decide this. Just to ask, do you plan to give any share at all to the crew itself?
But how much does the crew have right now?
Has 2 coin and nothing in the vaults.
Because we want to tier up eventually, right? So I feel like we should put money in there. How many do you need to? Is it 10? The same thing as stash?
You know, I only have 1 more slot for coin right now anyway, so put my second one to the crew.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have... Yeah, Wythe has no coin. So I feel like Wythe will put 1 for himself, and then if you want to do 2 each, Wythe will put another one in for the crew as well.
Okay.
And then Beryl can be the jerk who keeps all of it.
Yeah, Beryl's going to pocket his. Also, for the sake of how much of a jerk Beryl is right now, I only have space for 1 more. The other's going in stash.
Ultimately, a big part of the game is ideally about putting coin in stash. Eyes, I'm assuming that you're keeping both of your coin?
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally fine.
I have plans for this extra coin.
Excuse me. So,
Bless you.
thank you. In terms of rep, you get 2 rep by default. You're going to get a 3rd because of the whole stuff with 12s. The target of the score was the bill hooks, and the bill hooks are tier, just verifying that I remember correctly, yes, tier 2, so it's an extra 2 rep for that. So you're getting... Oh, you're just 1 short.
I thought we got 5 rep.
Yeah, but you were at...
Yeah,
Look.
I was looking at it. 4 just filled in, not 5.
I put 1 for Watson. Yeah, I had done the 1 for Watson separately before that.
Oh, I didn't realize you'd already done one of them. That's what's our confusion.
Yep, that's why.
Aha.
That's the reason why. So, you are just 1 short of filling your rep bar. Let's talk about heat. I think this was smooth and quiet.
Yeah.
I think, so it's 0 normally, plus 1 heat though because it was on hostile turf. So you'll just get just the 1 heat.
Okay.
I'll take it.
How much heat do we have right now?
You're at 3 heat, 1 wanted.
We really need someone to go to jail.
You're only at you're only at 1 wanted.
Yeah, I mean, if we don't even have 1 wanted, we barely even count as criminals.
I feel
Sounds like
like if we're...
veteran of Bravo's ability over there.
Yeah, I know.
So we're going to do
We're professionals. We shouldn't have a wanted level. That's all I'm going to say.
Entanglement roll. I thought there was a special button for that, but I'm not seeing it now. It's fine. I can do it this way. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, so you have it's 1 die because you are only at wanted level 1. And you are at heat 3. So let's see what we get. This is entanglement. That's a 3. Gang trouble or the usual suspects. You don't have gangs right now. So you have the usual suspects. The blue coats grab someone in the periphery of your crew. One player volunteers a friend or vice purveyor as the person most likely to be taken.
They can take my vice purveyor.
Who is your vice purveyor?
That was a joke. It's an entity of the void.
Okay, so no.
I was gonna say, yeah, no, they can't actually do that.
Anyone else want to volunteer a friend or vice purveyor?
I mean, I guess they could take my vice purveyor.
They could actually take Ellen. Like, she was relevant today.
Unlike questioning, you get to decide who they take.
I feel like, what do you think about the blue coat archivist Jaren? Do they come up to him and they're like, "All right, buddy, we know you hang out with these people. You need to stop doing it."
Used to hang out with when you were younger, or
Yeah, because I volunteer Jaren for sure.
I mean, my vice purveyor is like the smoke shop. I feel like a lot of seedy people go there.
We can do that too. That's fine. You're just gonna get cut off from your vice, which is maybe not the best.
Do you want to? Yeah. So do you want to have the effect be on your vice purveyor or on his blue coat friend? Y'all decide.
It's up to you.
It's your group.
I can't get another vice purveyor, can I?
It's just effort.
Yeah, you have to actually try.
All right.
You
Well,
just, wait. You smoke things? Is that your vice?
Yeah, that's my vice.
Oh, Char can be your vice purveyor. It would be great.
Right?
I mean,
I might die, but
Yeah, it'll be great.
If you want Char to be your vice purveyor, no problem.
Char could
Yeah.
teach me how to become my own vice purveyor.
Yep.
I don't
Yeah.
think
So
that's how that
Jaren,
works. I don't think that's exactly how it's going to work. But
Jaren, the blue coat archivist, gets pulled in because of their direct connection with Wythe. Because before this happened, Wythe hung out with him and was asking him questions about the dead dude.
And he was relevant twice in this score, so I think that makes sense. So let's see what happens. This is what's your friend's name?
Jaren.
Jared. How do you?
Jeren. Jaren.
Oh, okay.
He was
4.
in one of my home games.
Oh, he's going
He
to
got
take
killed brutally.
level 2 harm.
Holy crap! All right.
So-
He made me mad.
Oh god.
During the questioning, I think they like break his arm, right? I think that's what.
I don't know if they
mean-
would break an archivist's arm. They might break his leg. He wouldn't be able to do his job if he had.
Or they
didn't
could do
have
his
an
other arm.
They could do like his.
Oh no! This isn't a broken. This isn't a broken leg. This is exhausted, concussion. No, he is severely panicked. Jaren is panicked, and will probably be less likely to talk to you next time.
That's fine. That's what downtime actions are for me to repair my broken relationships with people that aren't in my crew. Because you know what? F those people, right? Am I right? Am I right, Amalia? Fuck those guys. Well, high five. All right. Nothing.
So, that's entanglements. Let's talk about your downtime activities.
Hi.
How does getting healed by roads work?
You don't have to pay, as I recall. I think that's
I
what
don't
that
know
means.
how the mechanics work either off the top of my head.
Oh, you do your recover. Normally your I will roll for Mothman Rhodes.
Delightful.
I was like, they have a name. What is it? They roll
And
Tinker. It's like a
And
long
they get
term.
an extra die because they have Physiker.
Let's find out together as a team.
Yes. No, you're right. So I'm showing it on the stream. You can tinker to stabilize the dying. Everyone in your crew gets +1 die to their healing treatment rolls, so there'll be an extra die for that. because you get a healing clock, so you get a special.
Yeah.
It's 4 ticks per level of harm, correct?
Yeah, I'm looking at the healing clock right now.
That should have. It didn't go. Well, you got a
Yes.
6 anyway, so you got. But
Works.
it should be. Well, you should get one more die because it just didn't ask me for it. I don't know why, or I missed it.
Weird.
Okay, no, I was looking to see if it was a critical. Was the thing.
Oh, some good numbers though.
Yeah. So you get 3 ticks on that clock.
If I spend a coin, can I raise that to removing?
Yes.
Also, if you need me
Alright, I'll do
to, instead
that.
of using a coin, I can use calculating.
Oh, if
What
you're
is
offering, sure.
Calculating means that myself or somebody else in the crew gets 1 downtime action. So, Amalia can just go use healing again and still have another downtime action to do, if that's what
If
you
you're
want to do.
offering.
I mean, I'm just saying I have Wythe has calculating.
Yeah.
So
So it
anytime
effectively
there's-
be like a second tinker roll,
right,
which
Yeah.
does,
exactly.
okay.
There's no way to not get at least one tick.
Yep.
So
Right.
thank you.
Right.
Also, we leveled up last session, so all the players got 2 coin. Is that correct? Because
Everyone should have gotten 2 stash, not 2 coin, 2
Right,
stash
okay.
specifically,
That's right. Okay.
All right,
because of the crew advancement. That's right.
I'm healed.
And how many times have we 3 crew advancements?
2,
2. Okay.
I think.
I just want to make sure that I'm.
I think that's
putting
right.
The amount of.
Because we're only on.
stash.
We just finished session 5, so I think that's right.
Okay.
All right. Anything else, Nat?
So
For your
I have
downtime?
that was 2 of them. I get a third. I want to indulge vice.
Cool. Tell us about how you indulge your vice. Tell me a little bit about what that looks like.
I'd like to see the result beforehand because what that looks like changes depending on what I roll.
But I mean, where, not what the end result is, but where you go. Is it that you're praying to your?
Oh yeah, I go down on the shore off the void sea. Off in a secluded place on a canal off the docks, and make a nice circle, and I commune with the waters.
Yes, that's what I was looking for. Yes.
Water communing.
All right, and I don't overindulge. That's lucky because I had a good chance of it.
Yeah.
Wow, you only had 4 stress. Jeez.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what does it look like
On the
as you
edge.
are clearing the stress? What happens?
So this one, if I was overindulging, it was I just walk into the sea. If I don't overindulge, because I didn't, I make a circle and I actually will sit in the shallows of of this canal and let my hands extend out into the water as I literally touch beasts of beneath.
It's so bad. It's just so bad.
It's not safe on a self-preservation level.
Right. I was hoping you were going to overindulge. I mean, what? So,
Wow.
Bart,
Well,
it's only because I want to
go
see
under-
what happens.
I
Right.
go underwater when I overindulge. You're waiting for that.
Bart, what are your downtime actions going to be?
Yeah. So looking at my experience, I believe that if I train, I will ding today. So
Woot.
so I am going to train playbook or personal training or whatever the one that does that thing. And then I am going to indulge my vice.
So, I'm curious about your training. What does your training look like? Tell us about that a little bit.
Yeah. So my training has been
Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum.
similar.
Bum, bum,
So I'm working on mostly reflexes right now because that is what I was looking towards. And also there was the bodyguard thing. So at the moment it's kind of just wind sprints in the train yard with occasional trying to think of what the equivalent of speed bag training in a train yard would be, but just a lot of quick movement sort of things that someone of Bart's build is not necessarily inclined to do. but
It'd be like
quick,
ruined
smart movements.
train seats. I feel like I'm trying to think like what you would hang, and it would just be like rotted foam seats.
I mean, I feel like you could just take some scrap leather from Iz's like pile of scrap stuff.
Yeah, but ask her first. How about that? How about you ask her before you take any of the stuff out of her?
That was not my idea. As a clarifier. Yeah.
Maybe your train car, because you know how we all have our own train cars, you live here, is just your own personalized gym.
Deal.
Makes
that
sense.
Actually makes sense because even if Bart does sleep in there, he never intends to, so there's not even a bed in there. He just kind of like
Sleeps on a weight bench.
yeah.
I just want you to sleep on a horse instead. Like I feel like you are super into gymnastics for some reason now.
That
You're
thing.
like, not like an actual horse.
I was confused, yes.
To be clear, not the animal.
Sleep on a goat.
Yeah, I mean, if Bart was going to sleep on an animal, it would be a goat anyways.
So Bart, now you're gonna go indulge your vice as well, right?
Yes.
By going home and spending time
Yep.
with your obligation.
Yes.
So let's see what that indulgence looks. That dice roll looks like.
Yeah. So I did
All
not
right.
overindulge
You
because
got-
it was very unlikely I would.
You rolled a 3 on 5 stress. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So you clear 3 stress out of 5. All right. How about Wythe? What is Wythe doing for downtime?
Yeah, okay, so Wythe is going to work on his clock about who murdered his sibling, and also indulge their vice. So he's going to indulge his vice.
Okay, which is vice?
It's weird. My sister follows me around. Is she a ghost or just a part of my imagination? I must figure out who murdered her. And so I think my vice purveyor is myself. I feel like I'm bad at vicing because all mine are like personal and don't have a vice purveyor so much as their own brain. But yeah, I mean, he just obsessively researches and
Does he have somebody that helps him with the research or helps him commune in some way or gives him advice on it?
I mean, Jaren would be the only person. I mean, White does not have friends because his life.
It's not
is
to be a
over.
friend. It could. I mean, a vice purveyor usually isn't a friend,
Right.
but it could be, a
I mean,
spirit.
legitimately, I want it to be my sister as my vice purveyor. But we can do something else if that's.
No, I think that's fine. I think this, assuming that she's a spirit, yeah, it's good.
I mean, yes.
Or should she?
Wink, wink.
The spirit or hallucination of your
So-
sister.
Clear 2 stress out of 5.
Yeah, do I do it again? No, I don't. Okay. Yeah, and then I would like to roll study
For your project.
for my project who murdered my sister. Do I just push myself here and go back? No, I don't. Okay. All right.
It's 3. So you're gonna
So,
click.
like-
So you make 1 tick.
Yep. All right. Halfway there. Whoa.
All right. So let's go now to Eyes. Eyes, what downtime are you doing?
Hello. I want to work on my gondolier runes clock.
Oh yeah, you're studying those runes, right?
I am, yes.
All right. So how are you doing that? Tell us a little bit about how you're studying it.
I think I would have, because this is the second time I've studied them. In a corner of my train car, I have like scrawlings on the floor and on some scrap fabric and on like parchment, just different rune circles and rune variations, and now it's like me trying to take the runes that I've studied from the first time and implement them to get them to work the way that they worked at the boathouse / on tattoos.
All right.
On rats. Living alive rats being tattooed.
So that's a study.
That's a 6. So that's 3 ticks on your
Nice.
clock.
Yes.
Get it.
Now I roll 6s. Now I do.
So how far along is your clock now?
I have 2 more ticks.
Okay. Yeah, we'll need to talk later about what happens when you fill that clock. We'll get there next week, or
Okay.
or whenever that is you play again.
Okay. And I think my
Yeah, oh
second
my.
action, I'm gonna train in resolve because
So,
it's 2 ticks, right?
question.
Only
Yeah.
one we don't
No.
have resolve training.
Yeah, we have
Okay.
prowess training
In playbook.
Prowess
That
and
was in
playbook.
playbook. Yeah.
and playbook, right? I always consider that like separate.
That's fair. It is kind of.
Valid.
It is. Yeah. No, it is.
I'm gonna keep going. I'm just gonna keep going. I need that.
So you're doing what?
I trained in resolve.
Okay. All right. Does anybody who has a trauma not indulge their vice tonight? I think
I
that's
did not.
eyes.
Indulge my vice tonight.
So you take one stress. This is your first trauma?
Yep.
Okay, so you take one stress as your
Yep.
your trauma takes a little bit of hold of you.
Yep.
Which trauma did you take?
I was gonna say, so my trauma is paranoid, which ties into me really wanting to get those runes to work right.
Which she did instead of going and smoking up. Okay.
We dealt with a lot of ghosts tonight, so I
Yeah,
am all
instead
about
of
protect eyes now. Protect
So let's talk
eyes.
about crew XP. Did you execute a successful espionage, sabotage, or theft operation? Yes. Did you contend with challenges above your current station?
Still
yep.
tier 0.
Yep.
We're still
aesthetic.
at that sweet 0.
Yeah, and y'all aren't going to tier up for a while because you're not putting any money into the crew. So you're going to have to do a score.
How much money do we need?
Bart,
I want to say it's.
like 2 times or something, right?
Let me see. Tier advancement and.
Or is
Come
it
on.
5? I can't remember.
2 times new tier.
Yeah, I thought it was 2 times the new tier, right? So it would be like 2.
Also, like we need to get vaults if we're going to get the.
You can the cost
Yes.
in coin is your new tier times 8. So you
8.
need 8 coin in for the crew.
Okay, so we're
do
halfway
that.
there.
All right. So when we start with 1 vault in the game, so we can store up to 4 extra, or do we need to even grab our first vault?
We'll have to figure that. I don't remember. We can deal with that.
Is that a crew upgrade that you have to get a vault, or can you
Yeah, it's a crew upgrade.
build one yourself? Oh, okay.
We'll have to go back and look and see about whether or not you need that. But I think that you automatically get. But I want to double check. Okay. Did you bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one? No, you definitely did. We talked about that because
Yeah.
of 12s. And did you
Oh yeah.
did you express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew?
Inner conflict.
Inner
Yes.
conflict.
Inner conflict.
And
Inner conflict.
And the essential nature. I'm going to give you 2 for that.
essential
Nice.
nature as well.
Yep. So that is you are halfway to your next advancement. Good job.
Hey.
Look at yours. So everybody has a slightly different trigger based on their playbook. Well, the 2 of you who share a playbook, obviously. But so the question being, so let's go around real quick. Eyes. You want to look at your XP real quick?
Sure thing. I did not roll a desperate action, right? No, we changed that.
We didn't have any desperate actions tonight.
I addressed a challenge with
Well,
knowledge
I've had
or
one.
arcane power.
Yeah.
I think I did that multiple times.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's fair.
2.
Did
Um,
go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh. Express my beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. Hi, you guys met my twin sister.
Yeah, for sure. So there's 1 there, and then
Did I struggle with issues from my vice or traumas during the
yeah,
session?
because you didn't indulge your vice, so you had
Trauma.
issues with your trauma, and you got a trauma.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, the
cool.
trauma.
Halfway there.
All right, Chase.
Yeah. So every time you roll a desperate action, I didn't roll any desperate actions. Most of what I roll today.
Yeah, and you do those on the fly anyway. Those don't have to be part of this review. Yep.
Addressed a challenge with violence or coercion. Yes, several times, a lot.
Yes, a lot.
And of course, and just so everybody remembers, this XP you can mark in either Insight, Prowess, Resolve, or your playbook.
Expressed my beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I honestly, a bit of Bart's character that doesn't come up very frequently is he is a very good judge of character. So the interaction with Avi and her friend,
also his fear of ghosts,
fear of ghosts,
and drowning.
Swimming.
So yeah,
also greed.
Right. Well, I mean, look, is it greed if you have a family? I feel like it's not, but maybe I don't know.
It can, it can be.
Not necessarily a internally inflected one.
He ain't spending it on his family. He's put it in his stash.
That's what the stash is. Yeah.
It's so his house
College?
is nicer.
So
there's 2 colleges in Doskvol.
I went to college. It wasn't worth it.
It never is.
Valid.
So, and then your last one?
Oh,
Struggle with issues from vice or trauma? Nah.
Okay.
Nah.
All right.
Still
Fair
no trauma.
enough.
No. Trauma.
All right.
You mean the husband didn't come by and ask you why you were angrily beating up on pieces of wood and not at home?
No, that's what the overindulgence is for.
Okay. All right.
So, but did Amalia? Let's look at your 3 questions.
So you address a challenge of knowledge or arcane power.
Makes sense. I mean, it is totally your choice. It's just
Yeah. So you called on ghosts, worked with eyes. It's all arcane with Avi, really. Let's be real. Express your beliefs, drives heritage or background. I mean, honestly, to don't mind the pun, but she drips in that. That's all that represents her background and her experiences, that where she's come from is all the flavor of every imbued in her. And then issues from vice or trauma, there was maybe one slight touch of that with the drowning and just reveling in it.
up to you.
I'd say yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
As the person who got partially drowned from that.
Thanks for helping.
Cool.
Oh, and I dinged on my playbook.
You did? You're keeping track of it separately, I guess.
No, I just did it ahead of time because I was pretty sure I knew how this would resolve.
Fair.
And I took calculating from the spider.
Oh, very nice. Extra downtime actions.
Because downtime actions are really good, fam.
All right, Grind. Let's look at your 3 questions.
Hello, everybody. It's me, Grind. Woo! I address the challenge with calculation or conspiracy. Did I do that? Yes, I did. I feel like using foresight is cheating because all it is calculation in hindsight. But anyway.
That's kind of how Blades does that.
Yeah, exactly. You express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I did several times.
Yeah.
And here's a new one that gets you XP when you do it and are ridiculous about it. You struggled with issues from your vice or traumas during the session. Yes.
No, not at all.
No? Okay, that's fine. Fair if you don't think I did.
I'll have to go back over the transcripts, but I think you did maybe a bit.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure if everybody wasn't clear.
I think it's worth 2 XP, but only barely. Don't get ahead of yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like not making the score extremely much more difficult than it was by ruining things was probably not dealing with anything.
That was fun. I enjoyed that.
Fine.
As a player, that was very enjoyable.
So let's wrap this up. We are getting late. Real late. Let's go around and just quickly, if there's anything you want that you got coming up that you want people to know about, and then stars and wishes. And we'll start with Ran.
That's right.
Oh, sorry, I was counting up prowess ticks. Hello, everybody, it's Ran. How are you? I'm great. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you to not only our fantastic GM / Shadow Master, whatever. But also my fellow players. Everybody is great. I love this game. Thank you for having me here. Also, I'm not on Twitch, but go check out Randomly Generated on twitch.tv. And it's JENN for the generated part, just to be extra fun.
Right. Stars and wishes? A star to anybody tonight?
So I was not here last time.
Okay, so a star is something that you really appreciated. It's basically it doesn't be your favorite moment. It's focused, although it can be, but it's focused on one of the other players, something that they did that you really liked.
Sure.
And then wish is usually something you'd like to see more of in the future. It could be a game element. It could be a way that you'd like things to change. It could be whatever. Anything you'd like to see happen in the game in the future.
Yeah, I think star moment to Nat here for reveling and being drowned. That was my favorite part of that whole experience. I was really into someone being like, "Oh no, don't," but I actually keep going. And I was like, word up, word up. Also, consent is important, everybody. So, also, my wish, I think my wish will be resolved next session that Jesse and I get to play together, because I'm going to ask her to do a favor for me.
You mean
in game.
fight?
Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna fight your one character against. I don't know what you're gonna do. PvP.
PvP.
Round
But
one,
a planned
fight.
PvP, so it's different.
I mean, it's
A PPP. PPVP.
PP.
All right.
It's okay.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Yes. Next, Chase.
Yeah, let me just pick some cat hair out of my mouth.
Fair.
Yeah, so I am Chase. You can find me at @Fromonger on Twitter. I mostly retweet wrestling stuff right now. Ran, we gotta talk about that. But yeah, this game is fantastic. I knew absolutely nothing about it going in, and to be honest, as far as systems go, this might very well be like top 3 systems for me right now. I'm really loving it. Stars and wishes for this session. I'm gonna go ahead and do the wish first because I don't think I have one. I'm really happy with how we did the start of this with the more roleplay intensive. It was just really good as a setup to the score. And as far as star, I think I'm gonna go with Withe on this one because honestly, the inter-party conflict is always an interesting thing, and for anyone watching who hasn't been part of the group chat, Ren has been like super on the up and up on talking about, hey, so this is the direction I want this character to go. Conflict might be a thing. Is everybody okay with that? Like, this has been a discussion. Consent has been very important, which has made this a very interesting story to tell and be part of, and I love that. Heart emoji.
Cool. But did Nat?
Yo. You can find me over on the internet on the Twitterverse at CrimeNat, KREIM Nat. I do a lot of D&D stuff and other tabletop role-playing game stuff. I'm not that active right now because I'm designing crap. But if you want to see me play more game, you can catch me over on Encounter Roleplay Mondays for Ravnica Under Fire. I play a less creepy but more conniving wizard over there. It's a lot of fun.
Nice.
Stars and wishes. So I had something planned for this and it escaped my brain. I want to call out not eyes, Jesse. Because I just God, it's not even anything that happened concretely, but just the dynamic between the two whispers and being back and forth and the stark differences there make me happy. Also, your sister existing and you fucking drew it, like, that was just resplendent.
That was good.
That's what I do.
That was good.
Yeah. Wishes. Can we Can we go over by 45 minutes every week? This is fun.
Huh.
Kyle laughs at me.
So, Jesse, your wrap up?
Hi, I'm
Hi.
Jessie. You can find me at Jahoos the Moose on the interwebs. On Tuesdays, you can catch me at Variant Rolls at 8 p.m. EST, playing Velvet Soiree, where I am a happy, bubbly Piper who's the complete opposite of Eyes. So completely the opposite. And once I touch bottom, those commissions are going to be happening. Right now, I am drowning in the month of October. It's fun.
Fair.
Stars and Wishes. Stars. Chase took mine. I really loved the whole wide moment. That was it. Actually, you know what? Stars just ran depicting wide. Like Nat, you said it in chat. Every time you describe Wide's movements, it is both the best and the worst thing to hear. And it makes my little artist brain so happy.
That's fair. That's fair.
Wishes. I want to meet everyone else's family members in game.
If you could have said that less threatening, they might like.
I mean, Wythe, with that tone, Wythe is totally into you meeting his sister. If you,
listen, you've been talking about this ghost sister. I will be keeping eyes out for this ghost sister.
Yep.
Cool.
Molly might have issue with that.
I can see no problems here at all. All right. So things that I have coming up. So I put out a very small Lasers and Feelings hack about busting ghosts, actually, called Spirit Wardens on technoskull.itch.io. I think it's /Spirit Wardens. You'll see it linked there for the Gentle Ghost Jam. And it's just a little Lasers and Feeling hack. It's not a big thing, but it was fun to make, and that's all that really mattered. It was just a fun way to spend a couple of afternoons. And then I am running 2 games at Gauntlet Con, which is a free online con. Well, it's not free. I'm sorry. Well, it can be free. That's complicated to explain. The short version is that they have a limited number of scholarships available for people in marginalized community and whatnot. And otherwise, it's like, I don't know, it's like $8 or $10, something like that. It's an online con. I'm running a couple of Dungeon World games at it, which is why in 2 weeks we won't be playing this game on the 26th because I'm running con games. But we'll talk more about that online. So, Gauntlet Con 2019. It's a thing. But then obviously I'm here normally every Saturday and occasionally other times during the week. This week I won't be running any one-shots because I'll be traveling, but that's just life. And then Stars and Wishes. So, first of all, star to my whispers for capturing the ghost. I was like, what? I mean, to Bart as well. Bart obviously did the thing, but Bart did the tackling. But let's be clear, this was because we had a lightning hook and a spirit bottle in the first place, right? So that was just unexpected, and I loved it. And I love when my players entertain me that way. Wishes, I wouldn't like to go over 45 minutes every week.
Mostly a joke.
No. That was actually, I was like, I'm tired.
One of those, wouldn't it be funny if we, unless
you mean it. Yeah.
Unless.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Listen, this game, for as dark as it is, gives me so much life on Saturday night.
Yeah, no, I love the game. Yeah. We'll figure something out.
Start earlier, everybody.
I was just thinking that I don't know if everybody can start earlier, so we'll talk about these.
I am wide open free on Saturdays.
Wow, that's a start.
With
I am not that wide open, but yes.
Let's see. Okay, cool.
My regular Saturday campaign ended a few weeks back, so it's like I only have one.
You're the
thing.
regular Saturday campaign.
This is my regular
there was a
Saturday
point where they
campaign.
overlapped. So by regular, I mean normie.
Oh, you mean
Normie games. I mean, not online. I don't
Oh,
have any of those right now, except for if you call. I mean, playing with my kid, playing Call of Cthulhu with my son, but that's not the same.
That's not normie. That's wholesome.
Yeah.
Is it wholesome
Oh.
when it's Call of Cthulhu?
It's
Yes.
meta
Yes.
wholesome.
Meta
the
wholesome.
card
There you
game-
go.
The card game or the role playing game?
The role play. Oh no, the role playing game. Oh,
Okay.
I have stories about that. Anyways, thanks to my friends here for hanging out with me for a few hours on Saturday nights.